Hello.
How's it going?
Great. Mm,
Alright. Sent that off. Who would like to recap last session?
do I do it since I wrote it?
Well, that's for that from your character's perspective. I mean,
Ah,
an overall out of game interpretation of the events that happened.
I think Felienthor should really explain what happened last time. My
Yeah?
personal opinion.
Yeah. Interesting. That's a bold call.
Nothing of import happened. The best character wasn't even there yet, so you know.
What you talking about? You were in the background the whole time.
In fact,
But
he was very close by, or they were very close by. No, but
Let's
in
see.
all honesty, yeah.
Everyone important arrived at the gate. Then there was someone who's kind of important who was already in the town. And one of us got in nice and easily. The other two caused problems.
Me existing caused a problem.
Yeah, it's just
What's
like real
your
life. Me
point?
existing causes problems for my parents.
That's cold.
I said me, so
It's cold. It's cold to yourself.
then we found out that some little boy was killed by a vampire attack, and a nice vampire hunter told us, yeah, we have to burn the body, and that made the mother very upset. And then someone finally introduced themselves because no one was introducing anyone.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we ended.
I suggested to steal the body if she didn't let us take it.
No, see, the correct thing to say would be, it's fine, we can just burn the tavern down with the body inside.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Also, another
That's-
thing to say is that someone did introduce themselves, but everybody ignored the introduction.
Who introduced themselves? Was it? Oh no, it was. Oh no, it was. Was it Eldon?
Yeah, I
think
introduced
I think
myself.
I was the only one that waved back and said, "Hi, I'm Reese" or something like that.
Okay, so there was a couple details missing. One of the characters who had problems at the gate did go on trial in front of the Council of
Oh,
Mages.
yeah, one guy looked really mean. Like one guy had bad vibes. Forgot what his name was
Yep.
though.
Ooh, that is unfortunate.
He was an elf, right? Or
He was an elf.
No.
But
Black eye.
regardless, I mean, players have journals for a reason. But
All I put down was remember the asshole guards.
Anybody got keen mind?
so, the demon was put in a circle of truth, interrogated, and found to harbor no innate evil intent.
Actually,
So
I wanted to get those guards fired, but I didn't say that.
Innate evil intent, as in your not base
Going to
nature,
murder.
is to cause evil. Correct.
Ah, yeah, that.
So, given that they could not confirm the presence of an innate evil intent, you were given reign to walk the streets of Babylon. However, you would be under observation. One character, Calgon, stepped forward and, in not so many words, said they would also keep an eye on them. Then a guard rushed in and informed the council that there had been yet another attack. This brings us to Adventures Jump Tavern, where Eldon was enjoying a okay meal. Ithil was cleaning, and Ithil's it just says he's offline. Sorry. Ithil's adoptive family situation thing. Young brother was the victim of the attack. Ithil's mother, Kalia, was distraught, and no one tried to console her yet. Well, Ithil did. Sorry, Ithil did, but didn't really work with the blunt realization and exposition from Calgon that the body had to be destroyed somehow. With you not running, but with you traveling from the council's chambers were two counselors. One gentleman with a big sultan-like hat with a giant feather on front and a bushy handlebar mustache and rather rotund physique. What looks to be human. And then the orc shamanistic female shaman like caster that initially cast the Zone of Truth. Um, and we did leave off basically where Calgon was describing that if the body was not destroyed, the creature that will rise would be a spawn, a mindless beast that only knows death, destruction, and feeding. But there were a few oddities about the specific condition of this boy's body. Calgon, Reese, everyone except Felianthor can roll a history check to remember the detail, or they can straight up tell me the detail if they remember.
14.
Yeah. Yeah, we're waiting on Calgon's. There we go. 16, yes. Okay. Calgon, you do recall, or we're in that moment, but the thing that's most interesting is not only the wound, how there are no other bite marks other than the two fang marks, but that the body was completely exsanguinated. Being as they are your favored prey, this is very odd behavior for established vampires, and the fact that there is no gnashing and shredded flesh indicates that it's not an unintelligent beast like a spawn. Someone purposefully completely exsanguinated this body and purposefully did not clean up their own mess, so to speak. And that's where we'll start. The wailing cries of Kalia is still the predominant sound in the area. Ithil, you're comforting her with your slimy appendages as you see fit. Calgon, Eldon, Reese, we're communicating, and the two counselors are talking quietly amongst themselves, with one of their guards standing right behind them.
Can I try and listen in on that conversation?
In a moment, but Calgon, go ahead and describe your, or not Calgon, Felianthor, go ahead and describe yourself, what you look like.
I'm relatively short, maybe 5'4", 5'5", medium build. I forget the name of the race already. I have
They look
lighter
predominantly
skin.
human.
I predominantly human characteristics. I wear heavy chainmail, sword, and a shield. I'm relatively nondescript, I think. Otherwise,
Okay. Reese, go
sorry.
ahead. No, you're fine. That was fine. Reese, go ahead and give me a perception check to try and hear the whispered conversations. Ooh, both very good rolls. Okay. Yes.
A sneak.
You you pick up not just a clipped phrase, but you're able to pretty much hear the conversation, and they are discussing uh what this hunter has informed them of, and how can they remove the body from this grieving woman's care. What the best course of action would do if this comes to violence. Is one guard going to be enough to guarantee their safety?
Hmm.
Do any of the characters want to continue doing anything?
Oh.
Oh, sorry. And at that point, everybody roll initiative, and we'll
Oh.
get today's initiative set.
I'm gonna roll a 1. Never mind.
Ouch. I rolled a 9.
Oh, I didn't select my token. No.
Nah, it's fine. It's all you need to do. Ooh, Callaghan.
Let's
Nice.
get it.
Again, 2 days in a row.
Oh, I got like horrible last time.
Oh no, that wasn't 2 days in
That
a row.
was the other
You're right.
people. Yeah, like 2 other. Like everyone else got like I think it was 2 or 3 got like max rolls.
Ithel and Eldon.
Yeah.
So, Felianthor, we are waiting on your initiative.
I'll say that this was like pretty realistic. I'm stressed out right now, you know. Like my initiative's gonna be a little low for the day.
Okay. What is so? If you click on the initiative button on the character sheet, it will roll it with under your name, and you have +3, so you got 16. All right. So we got Colgon, Reese, Felianthor, Ithil, and then Eldon. All right. So, Colgon, what are you doing? Colgon, sorry.
Yeah, Calgon.
I even wrote it with an O in my initiative order. I don't know why I have such an issue, like hard time with your name.
It's a special name. Okay, what was happening again? We just found out, like, yeah, and then she's all crying.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you said you needed to burn the body, or you needed to destroy the body,
yeah.
and the body is continuing to twitch. And as you watch, you can see the ears starting to elongate, the gauntness of flesh starting to almost firm, the lengthening
Okay.
of the canines.
Let's see. What? Do I have any like?
Got any holy water?
I think I do. Oh, you know, I'm gonna use some of the rope I have and like tie up his arms and mouth. Like have the rope like in his mouth, so like if anything happens as well. Have his hands tied
All right.
over.
So yeah, your intention is to start binding up the body. Reese,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Still
Just
listening
curious.
into the conversation.
I'm
Okay.
like right beside the body. Would I like
Is that yeah?
yeah, I'm like right. I'm up on the table, right by the body. Would I have like an action of opportunity?
Well,
If
I'm
I
getting
saw this-
intentions. The fact he
Okay.
hasn't started
Okay,
tying things up yet. I'm getting
I
intentions.
got you.
Felianthor, what are you trying to do?
Hey, where is he?
I think I'm still just observing the area, trying to make sure nothing's threatening the counselors.
Okay. And what you see is a small demon person, 4 foot nothing. A rabbit person, a blob of slime hugging a woman, an elven woman, and and a rather pale humanoid that is the one that bears the hunter's crest and seems to have knowledge of the situation going on. One of the hunters summoned to deal with the vampire problem, most likely. All right. After Calgon, Ithil, what are your intentions?
I believe last session I was able to hear like one of them like shouted out that they wanted to burn the body, one of the people. So I
You
would
heard
be,
that Calgon said, unless the body's destroyed,
Mhm.
it's gonna resurrect as a mindless
Yeah,
beast.
yeah.
And yeah,
So I would be like, as I'm like trying to comfort, Kalia, I would be actively searching for anybody that's approaching his body.
Okay. And Eldon. You are muted currently. If you are talking, we cannot hear you.
I'm gonna go up to Ithel and say, "I'm so sorry about your brother," and I'm gonna pat him on the pat him on an area with Mage Hand. Just be like, "I'm here if you need anything. Just let me know." It's what friends do.
I picture you casting the mage hand and then looking for a spot to pat because he's a ball of goo. And then just settling on the top of like the largest heap of the slime.
All I'll be doing
Okay.
is just sitting there and patting the slime and then gently patting the mother's shoulder with my actual hand.
And I'm just skeptically looking at you because I barely know you. I'm like,
And
Why are you touching me?
as that strange and awkward interaction is going on, Calgan begins to gather rope, head towards the body, and bind limbs and mouth.
I send Jerry to do the same.
Okay, so from the demon girl's bag, a rope begins to move and slither on its own, pretty slowly, but making its way towards the body.
Yes, sir.
and would I be able to do anything about it?
Yeah, what would you like to
Yeah.
do?
Um,
One rope is moving along the
mhm.
floor very slowly at 10 feet around. And then Calgon is preparing his rope, and you know, Calgon, are you starting with
Yeah.
the hands, the feet, the mouth?
The hands first.
There you go.
Okay. I I would like to. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna be like, don't anybody get near my brother, and I am going to. Where is it? Use my rope, and I just need to find where it is.
The rope are restraining, it's in your treasure.
Yeah.
And tell me what you want to do with it, and then it's a.
I'm basically like Caligan's the one approaching. I do see the rope that's coming out, but like Caligan is the one like actually like trying to approach the body, and I see him gathering rope. So I'm I'm
Yeah, you're
targeting
doing
him
it.
with it.
You're doing
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
So I need Calgan to roll. Go ahead. What's the DC on it?
15 dex.
Roll a dexterity save, DC 15. Otherwise,
Oh,
this rope of entangling
is it
wraps itself around
magical,
you.
or is it just like a?
It's a magical rope. There's a lot of magical ropes in this group, specifically two.
Dexterity.
All right, so the rope wraps around you, tightly, but not to the point of hurting you, and you are restrained.
Calvin's
On
gonna try to tear off the rope or cut loose.
You can do both things, but your movement stops to 0.
Yes.
Alright, so what would you like to do? Would you like to try and escape, or would you like to try and cut your way through it?
Calvin's gonna like grab his knife and like cut it off.
All
So
right.
That'll be
Uh,
like a 15 as well.
Rope
again.
down, rope down.
For the
Okay.
AC,
Oh, not for the okay. Yeah, for the AC it's 20. I thought it was strength.
nope. So restrain means it should have it right. Dexterity or becomes restrained. Yep. Yes. So restrain means your movement becomes 0.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do things. Not
Okay.
It doesn't take away your ability to move your arms or your legs. It just means your movement becomes 0. So
I
it's very
gotcha.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So if you want to roll an attack with your blade, go ahead. AC 20.
Okay, but I'm trying to mess around with my character sheet.
Yep, in your own
Okay.
time.
Okay, I think I made it
This
too
commotion
big.
has taken the attention in the room a little bit, so the counselors are not speaking anymore, Reese. Yeah. Yeah, you hit. Roll damage. So if you click on the Hunter's Blade, silvered, right below it, it'll auto roll its damage.
I just clicked the okay.
No, I
The
mean on the roll
1d8
box, in the chat box.
in the
Not on the
chat.
character sheet, in the chat box. It says the
Oh
name
no,
of
I
the
just
weapon.
clicked the hunter. Okay.
Yep, just click that. There you go. So go ahead and mark it down. 6 damage has been dealt. The rope remains fast, though.
Okay.
Alright, does anyone else who has not already activated a magic item want to do an action while this particular thing is going on? That would be Eldon and Felianthor.
I don't think I'm particularly concerned with how they handle the body at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to Ithel and be like, Ithel, you've heard what will happen if we just leave the body. He said it quite clearly. Do you really want to cause more hurt and anguish towards your mother to see her son turn into something like that?
And again, you do see the starting changes to take shape.
Persuasion.
Don't. Yeah.
And I assist.
Uh, uh,
I think you
how would
can
you
assist. You already did an action though.
Well,
By
it
giving him
depends.
the
How would
boy.
you assist? How would you assist?
By giving him a look that says you're dumb.
No. No. Alright, go ahead. Roll persuasion. Ithil, you
Yeah.
can roll insight or whatever you want, honestly.
Okay. Wow.
So he seems to be completely on the level in his reasoning. So to you, it makes sense. However, do you care right now?
I understand what you're saying, but nobody is burning my brother.
How about nobody but family will handle the situation? We can leave it up to you, but it has to be handled. Otherwise, your brother will hurt more people, possibly your mother.
Talia's sobs kind of stutter a little bit right now, quieting down as if
And
she's trying to
uh,
gain some composure.
how's this? Go get his best clothing, and I'll cast Prestidigitation on the body to clean the body up. And be like, we can put him in his best stuff, and you and your mother will give you time to say your goodbyes, but it has to be done. It's for the good of your family.
Reese's rope at this point starts crawling up the table, Callaghan, you may make another attack roll against the rope, or you may try to escape.
I'm just gonna keep hacking and slashing.
Okay. Does not hit. Or you're not able to get a bite into the rope. It seems to start moving to try and avoid a direct cut from your blade after you heard it the first time.
Curse this rope.
After being talked to, I'm just gonna be like, alright, listen. We will handle it. So if everyone could just please get out of the tavern and let us deal with it, you don't have nothing to worry about.
I call Jerry back.
All right, oh, everyone else can go first because I'm last.
But I roll persuasion on this.
If someone doesn't want to listen to you, sure. Otherwise, you're good.
Okay. Well, I'm talking to like everyone, like the town's people as well, like the council.
They're watching the situation as it unfolds. They haven't spoken
Okay.
yet. So, Callaghan, what do you say?
Well, currently he's kind of focused on this this rope.
Okay. Okay, sure. Reese, what do you say? You pulled the rope back. I'm assuming that means ascent.
Yeah, if I pull my rope back.
Eldon?
I'll say okay, and I'll take my mage hand and go grab the rope that's holding Callaghan and pick him up and carry him outside.
How much do you weigh, Callaghan?
I'm I'm wearing heavy armor and stuff. I think. Am I? I can't remember. Let me double
I
check.
don't know, but I also have to verify one thing.
I'm holding 26 pounds of stuff. I don't.
Yeah, that also counts.
What am I wearing? Where is it? Where would I see that? Or
It's in your bios. If you go to bio and then look at the top, but that's.
oh, okay.
But you can give me a ballpark, and it'll be fine. I know the limit.
Let's say like. Let's see. It's like 6. Let's say like 220.
With
With just
26
himself.
pounds of stuff. Yeah.
That included his armor.
That Eldon, it might be yeah, Eldon, your max right now is 210. Oh wait, unless the stat is using your charisma, I don't know. Let me. Is it?
I don't
Or
think
is
it is.
just
It's using. It just says that you.
your weight
Yeah,
limit?
your weight limit.
Yeah, that's 14 times 15, which is 210. So you attempt it, and he's a little bit too heavy for you.
Then I'll walk over and pick
But
him
you
up
can
myself.
drag. You can drag up to 420 pounds. So if you don't want to pick him, you just want to drag. That will work.
As I'm dragging him out, I'll look back at Thil and be like,
Falcon's gonna try
you
to
can let
dodge
go of
that.
the, you can let go of the ropes. You can let go of the ropes when we get outside.
How far away is the
Alright.
entrance to like where
Well-
they're standing? Because it's only 30 feet of rope.
Yeah, probably they wouldn't be able to get out the door if you didn't call back the rope. If you wanted to use it as a
yeah.
tether.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say as long as he doesn't do anything, and I just start retracting the rope back.
Halligan, you're freed. Do you know if the rope regains hit points?
Are you talking to me or Calgan?
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, it
is
does. Yeah.
it says it on the treasure
Yeah.
somewhere?
It's one every 5
Oh,
minutes.
every 5 minutes. Yep,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, in 30 minutes it'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
All right. As the rope retracts, Reese, what are you doing? You've gathered up your rope, Jerry. He's coiled back under your bag.
I'm gonna go in the corner of the tavern and stealth.
Go for it.
My favorite roll. I always roll ones on these.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're kind of at disadvantage because everyone knows you're there. But but you go and like duck under a table and hide. You feel really hidden.
Yay. No
Would
more
I-
social anxiety.
I'm just curious. Would I know that Reese is there? Did he
Oh,
just
100%
walk around?
blind sight. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hiding under a table shaking.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
The however, the presence in your mind
Mm-hmm.
is less cuz stealth
I get
isn't
you.
just about not being seen. It's about not being felt or heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um Bellianthor. You staying behind the counselors? You moving forward? What are you doing?
I think I'm sticking with the counselors. I'm probably pretty concerned with the sudden shaking of the table. It's gonna be very well hidden. Um, yeah, but I am staying with the counselors and trying to ensure that none of this stupidity leaks out to them.
So, at this point, the counselor with the large round hat and giant feather steps forward.
The ugly elf one?
No, he's not here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We need verification. We need proof that you are going to dispose of the body before it becomes a danger. He's speaking towards Kalia and Ithel, obviously. Though he is staying back and not wanting to approach the table.
Calvin can step forward and say, I can witness the events and make sure they happen, and then I can report back to you after it is finished.
Mm. He shoots he turns and looks at the orc shaman. A seemingly passing of something happens, not physical, but quizzical look on the orc's face into realization, and she walks out.
Insight.
What are you trying to determine?
What was that?
Eh, eh,
What kind of look was
Go
that?
ahead. Sure. You know what? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Roll a 1. Oh my god. That was a 19.
Nah, they communicated somehow. You're not sure quite how, but information was passed between them covertly, and that's what you get out of it. They communicated.
Hmm. Who are the two that did that?
The two counselors?
Yeah, what? Orc and
The orc shaman and the gentleman with the large round hat with a giant feather and a handlebar mustache. He's rotund, so his physical appearance is round. And he looks to be a human. Like, he's humanoid, he has human features. He has not, in fact, given you his name yet.
Um, I'd like to since I'm comforting Kalia,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to whisper in her ear and be like, "You, I know you heard them. We have to make sure he doesn't turn into whatever creature that they are disgusting. How do you want to do this? Do you want to burn him? Do you want me to? I hate to say it, but I could dissolve him.
So the crying stops, but her shaking does not. You feel her shuddering underneath your slimy appendages. And her head raises up from her son's face, tears still freely flowing. And she just looks at you, looks at basically your core, the purple uh, pearl. So you would assume this means she's making eye contact. Um, and wordlessly, she just nods and kind of stands up and turns away. She doesn't leave, but head and shoulders hanging, shaking, she does not witness the event.
All right. I slowly start to envelop him.
Describe this and how long it takes and what it looks like. For those who don't aren't aware of how slimes work.
Okay. Gonna have to give me a second then. Basically, I start from the one second. I start from the arm and slowly my form changes and wraps around his arm and then around his torso. And this process of fully enveloping him takes about a minute where I just start to engulf and slowly, disturbingly, you see his skin start to peel.
Ooh.
You start to see his organs start to disintegrate, eyeballs, obviously.
It
And
looks as if
then
he's floating in a gray pool with streaks of silver and specks of starlight. And yes, it's quite horrific.
Someone was hungry.
and yeah, so and then like it finishes with the bones becoming nothing. There's not a single trace left.
I'm
And I just
assuming
kinda
this is
sew it.
becoming one of your three.
Yeah.
Okay. How does your form settle once this process is done?
Um, I'd say for the moment, my form comes back. I would say it shifts for a few moments where you see the form of the boy, but in a gray, in my type of colors, my bit of sparkle, my bit of grayness, but basically roughly the same shape of what the boy was, and even the elven ears is still there. But I quickly revert back into a blob. And I reach out and pat Kalia.
She turns around slowly at the touch, looks everything over, nods her head, and then runs upstairs. You hear her door shut moments later. She's in her room.
And I just turn around. I'm like, there, everybody happy? Huh?
Calgon,
Yes.
you have never seen this type of thing. This this was a goddamn thing. How do
Just
you react?
ate his brother. Well, he's wearing a mask, so you can't see his face.
Mhm.
But he's gonna stand there and stare.
Okay, Reese.
Not say anything.
I noticed you rolled a wisdom save. What is Reese up to?
Uh, uh, pretty much she's just in her head.
Okay, how is she physically manifesting?
Shaking, crying, breathing heavily, normal.
Okay. Felianthor, you just saw a human or an elven boy get dissolved in a ball of slime.
I think I'm extremely wary of the slime at this point. I'm trying to get as close as possible and appear as intimidating as possible, despite
You,
I think my
you've been
medium
in town
stature.
for a while, correct? I mean, you're at
Yes,
least a
I'm.
lieutenant and you have a job. So go ahead and roll me a history check. If you go to your character sheet and click on the history skill, it'll roll it. You might actually know a bit about the local history of this line because you're in the gateway quint of the city, and Adventures Jump, because of this slime, has become relatively well known.
Sorry, the thing keeps like breaking on me.
You're fine.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know who that was, but
Is there like a roll command for history?
so I'm gonna put your character sheet back to the core page, and I'm gonna go ahead and click it for you because I can do that. But yeah, if you ever, oh, good roll, me. If you ever, if I ever ask for a skill and you don't have your character sheet up, and it's easier for you to just roll a d20 or whatever, let me know and I'll just look and see what it is.
Back.
So yes,
I'm just
you
trying to
are
figure out why my browser
aware.
keeps breaking.
You are aware that the Adventures Jump tavern features quite the odd treasure that came from the tower. It seems a group of adventurers about 60 years or whatever 80 years ago, whatever it was, found a sentient slime, and since then has helped them operate Adventures Jump Tavern. This appears to be that slime. You may have even been here before. So, okay, with that knowledge, how do you react to seeing said slime dissolve the body of a young elven boy?
I probably go to the shaman counselor and ask her if she wants me to take any action against the slime.
She's already left. She did not witness that. The only other counselor is, and you will know his name. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'll just tell everyone. Counselor Anatus. I was gonna send you a message. Um, but yes, the only counselor that you are remaining with currently is Counselor Anatus. So you ask him, and
Yes.
not yet. No, they did what needed to be done. It is empathy. It is a hard thing to lose a brother or a son. Cordelia will be back soon.
I'm still concerned though, so I try to stay as close to the counselor as possible and still warily scanning.
I'll spell that as well. Oops. That's not how you spell it at all. There we go. Alright, so, Eldon. Your reaction to seeing an elven body dissolved in the slime.
I'm not sure if I saw because he asked us all to step outside, and I stepped outside.
I mean, okay. If you weren't watching or looking in, that is your choice.
Yeah, I'm respecting my friend. He asked us all to step outside.
So yeah,
So,
you're good.
can I come back in?
I'm just like, yeah, you can come back in, even though you're the only one that stepped outside. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, you asked us to. I'll flip my hand over and again look for a place to pat and just settle on a similar place. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure it must have been hard. Do you want me to make breakfast tomorrow? I know that you and your mom probably aren't up to it.
So you're patting me, and everyone in the room knows that I just saw the body, and you're just patting me.
So he says Mage Hand. It's a floating spectral apparition that looks like a hand.
Okay.
Well, Eldon, go ahead and describe how your magic appears when it manifests.
Okay. My magic is a dark blue / violet. It's bordering on black, and it has little wisps of smoke cascading off. So each one of the fingers and everything, it has a billowing of smoke just kind of drifting off of it.
Cool hand. Cool magic hand.
In fact, it has no form, like no actual form. So, with your blind sight, I don't think you see it.
Really?
I don't know. Or you either don't see it, or you see it as like just motes of energy or something, something indistinct. That's interesting. Reese, are you activating that or?
No,
Okay, there you go.
I was just clicking it. I wanted to see what that did.
Yep, it put it in the group chat. Don't worry, everybody. He doesn't have those things. All right.
It states that it's surroundings, so I should still technically be able to see it. I don't know what it would look like to me, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's probably the visual representation of it doesn't so much matter for you. Like blindsight's a weird thing. I'm still wrapping my head around it. But yeah,
It's literally a ghost hand to him. He
well, it's
can see.
already a
He can
ghost
like.
hand.
But it's,
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that he can. It's like an outline almost for
that's
his
a good
vision to where.
describe it, yeah, I don't see any details. I just see that it's an outline of a hand.
And the
Yeah.
outline's kind of broken up and all that stuff because of the smoke, so it just kind of resembles a
In
weird
my head, I'm
floating
kind of like
handy.
picturing like like a thermo thermovision scope where everything's like
Sure.
something like that.
And it's just weird. This hand is not attached to anybody, but it only accompanies Eldon talking basically. So it's weird. All right. So you guys have a couple minutes to talk amongst yourselves as you like. The next portion of the scene is when the counselor returns.
Hey, you. I point to the I point my slimy tendril to the person that has the hunter's crest on, that was talking like he knew a lot. What else do you know about these vampires?
Callaghan looks up. I know enough. These are my favored prey of choice.
Is it common for them to be able to, I don't know, mind control or compel somebody to do something, like go in a dark alleyway, or is that not normal?
Would Callaghan have to do like what kind of check? 'Cause
No,
I personally don't know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you do know. So so think of all the things that your class is giving you access to.
Mm-hmm.
All those different subsets and different concepts. That's what you're aware that they can get to greater extreme measures.
Okay, so there's a possibility.
Uh yeah, you know it's
Yeah.
definitely maybe not so maybe
It's
not
not
common per se,
like would be someone
but
with like stronger or
have gone down one of the different routes, correct?
yeah. Okay, Callaghan's gonna say it. It's definitely a possibility that they can acquire
Mm.
such skills.
And I take it that you're here to hunt them down, right?
Yes, you would be correct in your assumption.
I'd like to join. I need to pay them back.
Vengeance is always a good kindle for the fire.
Belianthor, at that comment, just in the pit of your soul, it's like, huh, what could they ever even comprehend about vengeance?
Does anyone else say anything to that? What? To their conversation?
Still countering under a table.
Oh, okay.
I'll go. I'll join my friend Ithil. We must revenge his brother. He was very dear to us.
I appreciate more people. The more the better, but again, I don't know why you think that they're like really, really close here.
Go ahead and roll insight, Ithil. All right, Eldon. What are your true feelings on this subject?
My true feelings on this subject are I have a passion for dungeons, and this is a great place to stay to get in the dungeon. So I'm being
No, I meant
sincere.
okay. So sincere. You don't need to give your reasoning, I mean, you
I'm
can't.
using this guy for the dungeon.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, yeah, I'm using him because he has the best inn, and I was told to come here, and I'm excited for the dungeon, and I'm being sincere, and yes, I want
Tavern.
to help him out. Tavern,
Best tavern, not an inn.
best tavern.
The family lives upstairs.
Okay.
Or the family did live upstairs. The family's quite light right now. So
So you know me to be sincere, and you also know that I'm sincere about what I said.
You have
I'm
some
also very passionate about what I said, but you're
Yeah.
not sure why I'm so passionate.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we can go. You know, let's. What are we standing around for? Let's go get them.
everyone can go ahead and roll me perception except for Reese.
Yeah, too busy crying under a table.
Well, we're gonna see if they even see you because you're hidden. Callaghan, you see him. Eldon, you don't care. Felianthor, you lost sight of him.
I'm looking for my perception roll.
Does
But I
Ithel
have-
even need to roll perception?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
didn't you already
yeah.
say he already knows I'm there?
He can see invisible things. It's about okay, well he
presence.
sees them anyways. It's
Yeah.
about drawing attention and your sense of presence. Stealth isn't just about visual acuity.
Yeah, only Caligon sees me then.
Oh, I thought you rolled a 13 for your stealth.
I rolled a 16.
Ah.
That's what I was asking. Do I get advantage on perception rolls with my blind sight, even if it is obscurity? I was just curious about that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It just means you can't be blinded. You can see invisible things, and point of perspective is not required for knowing what's there.
All right.
Hence, like the whole wall thing, and the open door thing that we discussed last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Callaghan, everyone seems to be gathering up to you. You notice the little demon over there is cowering under a table, shaking. Eyes wide, eyes open, not like, but under there shaking. And as this is going on, the orc the orc shaman counselor reappears, pushes her way through the tiny crowd that's at the doorway watching what's going on. And she hands Counselor Amatis a rolled sheaf of paper. He pulls it out, opens up the sheaf, looks at it.
Where is it facing? Am I able to see the writing on the paper?
You're under a table.
That's true.
It's definitely above head height.
That's true.
Alright. He looks over, shaking his head, yes, and then you see a flourish of light from one of his fingertips, and it appears he signs the bottom. The sheaf rolls up in his hand, and he hands it to Felianthor. Felianthor, approach them and present them these terms. It seems the council has use of these services.
I take the paper and I walk up to Calgon where everyone's gathering and I read them off the terms.
And so you do. And what it says, those who are to accompany adventurer, and they got your name from the trial, shall henceforth be allowed access to the city and all its resources in hunting of the cause, and if capable, stopping said cause surrounding the vampire attacks. Administrator and council liaison, and then to your surprise, Felianthor, it says your name. You read it out. You look at it again. Look towards the counselors. They both shake their head. Yup. And you continue. And it continues. Who will take physical evidence and report on said hunters group's activities, accomplishments, and yada yada yada. Then there's space at the bottom for everyone except Felianthor to sign.
Alright, Caligan will sign his name.
As you go, how are you doing so?
I would assume they have a pen or something.
They do not. So as you look it over, a tiny blade on the tip of the sheaf of paper, just like a little bit of a razor, if you will.
Oh, okay. Caligan's gonna remove his glove and prick his finger on it, and then like put his fingerprint on it.
Okay. And it seals as if the blood is absorbed into the paper and turned to ink.
And Caligan put his glove back on.
I don't like that.
Reese, you are next. If
Now-
you so choose, you are in the initiative order next.
Now, why would I want to go out in front of people willingly?
He can bring it to you.
Pat, do they see me under the table?
Okay, we'll come back to you then, because Caligan knows you're there.
Yeah.
Felianthor, you are being ordered to do so. Kind of lose your say in this as you are being employed. Ithil, how do you sign? Well, it's magic. And you don't have to dissolve things. We've discussed this. So.
I use. Well, I was gonna say I use prestidigitation. I could make a color or like a small mark with a color, and it'll appear for 1 hour.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't appease the contract. I mean, the blade, the little razor is a bit of metal, and it is magic. But the question is, do slimes bleed?
I mean,
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, through your personal training, you immediately know what this is and know it's a binding of magic. And blood actually is just the vessel for intent and acknowledgement to travel through. In your own personal trainings, you know that's what's needed here is an expression of mana. And you can do that without giving it form.
Okay.
A cantrip level expression is probably all that's required here.
And so that's what I do. I just stare at the line and I pull my intent towards it.
And your magic signature is there in ink. All right. Eldon.
I'll use prestidigitation to make a little pen, and my mage hand will go over there and sign the document.
What?
You can
Okay.
use prestidigitation to make trinkets, and a penny is considered a trinket, so I can.
Okay. Okay, I see what
And
you
I
mean.
have a bottle. I have a bottle of ink, so go over there and with prestidigitation in my mage hand, imbue it with my magic.
Okay. I don't think you'd need the bottle of ink, but Also, that's pretty cool. I like that. I didn't realize prestidigitation use in that way, but it fits really well. Good job. And yeah, you make your mark. All right. Caligan, the only being so far not to sign that could be considered is the little demon girl who carries the hunter's blade.
Alright, I'm gonna grab the sheet of paper and crouch under the table.
Now, why would I sign it?
It has like all the writing on it. I'm just gonna have him read it. Read this.
Nah, that's more people to talk to. Heck no.
What would your father do in this situation?
Ah,
He was a hunter. Maybe following his footsteps.
persuasion.
Are
Is
you
the-
gonna
are we
counter
taking
it with
the-
a roll?
Yes. Are you gonna do we take right roll or left roll?
So the first roll is standard. The second number
Yeah, which one's first?
indicates
Yeah, which
if
one's
you have
first?
advantage or on the left.
Okay.
Read right to left or left to right. Sorry.
So for the Arcana you took the 4.
No, I took the 23 because he
Yeah,
rolled
I
twice.
double-clicked on
Oh,
accident.
okay. Oh, I
Yeah.
see it. Okay. Making sure.
Yep, no worries. So, if you want to do opposed rolls, go for them.
Alright.
Okay.
14.
Yeah, there you go. I sign it.
All right. And with the last pinprick of blood signature on the
What color's demon
contract.
blood?
So everything on you is red and glows red, right?
Pretty much, yep.
So we'll say it's like a really thick black ichor.
Oh. Sick.
Tar.
Yeah. Felianthor, the contract is handed back to you. Rolled. And you hand it off to the counselor. And it sets in. Not only do you now have to monitor this group of individuals, you will probably, as a lieutenant of the counselor's guard, be responsible for their actions.
He's speechless.
I'm horrified surveying the group around me, just now realizing the demon was there. And I asked the counselors if there's any aid they can give us at all, any direction.
I suggest you follow the hunter's advice. If information serves, he is very, very capable in these matters.
Caligan's gonna say we should probably go to the place of the attack. If anyone recognizes where he was attacked. I think someone recognized before. in the
Mhm.
vision. Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Well, you recognized where his behavior changed. That was coming from the markets. Then the attack looked like it was a really dark alley in a really rundown area.
Would I have any history of that area? Not the alley specifically, but that rundown area.
Yeah, it's a pretty extensive area that encompasses about 40% of the city.
Oof.
Well, not 40. Let's go 36-ish. It's the shadows.
Yeah. But I mean, like, was there in the imagery, was there any landmarks, any type of sign postings, anything that stood out to my knowledge of the shadows?
I'll let you give a roll on that tell
Okay.
me a role that fits and how you would gain this insight,
Wait, what's the roll
and you
for?
can go for it.
Shadows?
For no, specifically the area in the city called the Shadows,
Mm,
the
would I,
district.
would
would
that
I know
poss-
anything? Probably not, actually.
No, because you just got to town.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing.
Would you consider that like a survival, maybe?
To no places
No.
specifically to avoid. Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll do that. Ah, bummer.
Nah, the shadows are the shadows, and it was really dark. You could barely make out the imagery. You didn't even see what the attackers look like, or attacker look like.
All right.
And Kalgan, unfortunately, you're not too familiar with the specifics of this city because you haven't been here.
Mm-hmm.
But hunting these particular monsters can be quite troublesome in the daylight hours, as they are usually uh, sleeping or in your underground. Your first instincts tell you that you should find out where the most likely places that meet those qualifications are.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we could find witnesses that saw him going in a direction, or we can ask someone. Like, does any of the council they would know if we asked, right? Or,
I mean, you don't know. The counselors seem to have left.
oh, they left already. Okay.
Yeah, they did leave behind this counselor's guard,
Oh, was he
Teleanthor.
here
He
during that
doesn't
little
seem
vision?
too happy, and you're not quite sure, but are his eyes glowing golden? Nah, trick of the light.
Oh yeah, Calkin's attracted to. What was it? Colors again? I can't remember.
Yeah, you have to drink the paler out of things, right?
Yeah,
Something like that. Let me see.
it's like the like bright color. I can't remember.
The vibrance.
Yeah,
Vibrance.
Saturation.
things a little duller.
Saturation.
All right.
So if I've been in the city for a long time and my background is as a guard, would I be
Uh-huh.
able to go to find someone that could point us towards this dilapidated part of the city where we might start our
It
search?
it's a pretty significant part of the city. Like it's basically the entire northern, not half, but section of the city. Oh, oops. Um. So, I no, this it's fine. I can answer this question right here. If I recall correctly, the effects are only for beasts. Otherwise, you keep your statistics. I'm looking at it right now, though.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Never mind. You good? Yep. But they would have dark vision, right? Because
Yes,
that's the
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that changes. Okay.
yeah. And if you want to go with some sub race or whatever that also gives them like keen senses or whatever, just to cheese it out a little bit, I'm also fine with that.
Keen senses. Okay.
But yeah, okay. Um, Felianthor, you want to know if you have any contacts or the CIs of the like that would know their ways around the shadows. Go ahead. What would that be? That'd be based off your job. But your job is a guard, and you deal in the trials and whatnot of criminals that go through the conclaves. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. And we'll see if anything specifically comes to note in yourself. Okay, yeah, sure. So yeah, you can, most guards, city guards, so basically you're the counselor's guards, you're like a personal, part of a personal unit specifically responsible to care for and keep the 7 high counselors safe. All 7 of them are mages of various types and can probably muster more power than you could bring to bear to protect themselves. However, that is your job. Then below you, in terms of hierarchy, is like the city guard. They're the troops on the ground that help to keep law and order. And when you have adventurers coming and going, and people of various levels of strength and, a fluctuating amount of wealth, that can be a pretty tough task. And resources need to be sent and spent where they're gonna do the most good. To that end, the shadows are basically lawless. It's rare for a guard to be seen in uniform in the shadows. Rarer still for them to try and enforce any rules on the area. But an area that large in the city can't go unchecked. So yes, you know that the city guards probably have some CIs or some informants or just your basic contacts into that area. You could probably check with them.
I think that I suggest that we go and see if we can't check with them first, unless somebody has a better option to locate.
I think that I'm going to I'm just gonna bring out my bird, called him Hawky, nice little hawk, and just gonna climb up on him, and think I'm going to I'll meet you all back around the market, and going to go to I'm gonna fly low and circle the areas of the shadows, while on the back of Hawky, trying to scan for anything suspicious.
So how your blind sight works is you can see 60 feet in each direction, but beyond that, no perception.
Yeah.
Like you see nothing. So if you're more than 60 feet off the ground, you see nothing.
Oh, off the ground.
Yeah,
Well,
every
well,
direction.
yeah. I mean,
And that means you're flying at second story level basically. Well, third story level
yeah.
maybe. Which means I'm not going to stop you from doing it,
Okay.
but you're flying through the shadows at a relative height where you can easily be spotted and attacked.
Hmm.
That's what I'm getting at, because beyond 60 feet, it doesn't matter if you're flying over it because you can't see anything.
Do I we just discussed this, and it's just appearance. So would my weight stay the same because I'm not gaining mass, right? Because none of my physical stats are changing. Like I wouldn't be gaining mass. I'd just morphing my
I'm gonna take
blobby.
another look.
Okay.
You bring up a good point. All
Yeah,
right.
the rest of my original game statistics.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
So, appearance, movement speed, and vision are all physical attributes that change.
Yeah.
While your game statistics don't change, I would say weight and height are covered under appearance and also reinforced by the movement speed restriction. So, that being said, how old did we say he was?
20.
Okay. I am going to. Because if I'm not. Nah, there's no way he's under 30 pounds, right?
No way. I mean, like I'm considered tiny, which lets me or whatever it's called. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
Alright. I mean, I have. That's starting ages. Aging effects. Oh, here we go. Elf male. Yeah, their base is 100. Nah, wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, no. Then yeah, no. I'm just gonna fly low. I might get spotted, but like it's still 2 floors. I can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess I'll roll stealth to see if anybody spots me.
Well, then you'll be moving at half speed.
Okay.
So you can do what you want to do.
I mean, my
This is
speed
a good
60
time
feet,
to bring up
so.
how death works in this game. Just in case.
Oh,
Not
wow.
saying anything. But just
right
in case.
after.
So it's
Decides to do
so it's
You
that.
know,
out there.
just in case you die.
You know, speaking of what
So
you're just doing.
resurrection spells do exist.
Oh,
Obviously,
man.
if you're caught in the dungeon and you're not recoverable, that's its own thing because you're unrecoverable. But if you die, it is possible to have you resurrected for a fee. It's a service provided. Uh, each type of resurrection and tier of resurrection has its own restrictions, time limits, and costs. That being said, Ithil, you are free to go and do that. I have described the risks. We will get back to that. All right. So, Felianther, Callaghan, Eldon, Reese, what are your plans? I believe Felianther has mentioned talking to the city guard.
I ain't coming out from under the table unless someone makes me.
Okay.
Yep. That's my plan.
Something else we can talk to the city guard about.
Just have city guard escorting Reese around. No, go ahead.
While they're talking to the guards, Calican can like search the area that he like seemed
Well,
to.
you guys are
get
still in
into.
the tavern currently.
Yeah. I was just
Ithil
saying.
has summoned a bird and getting on the thing. Reese is not coming out of the table. Felianthor wants to go talk to the city guard. I'm getting intentions here, and then we will combine them all, and everyone can react to everyone.
Yeah, I was thinking about going to the place where his attitude just suddenly changed and he dropped everything. I want to head in that direction.
Yep, that would be east and a bit north, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yep. Well, I am mistaken. You're actually in that district right now. So it's not terribly far away from your current location.
Yeah, my intention is to go there and look for potential clues.
Okay. And you saw the vision in the that the shaman summoned, so you do know particular landmarks to look at. All right, we move to Itho. We got yours, Eldon. Your intention, sir.
I saw the little demon child run out from under the table, sign the contract, then run back under. So I'll walk over. Are
I
you part
think
of our group?
I think Callaghan brought the contract over to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I crouched down and yeah.
I'll walk over to the table. Are you part of our group?
You're not getting anything. Just
You signed the contract, so you're part of our group, so you need to come with us.
starts crying.
I'll
Yep.
reach out with my mage hand and gently pat. It's okay. It's okay. You want to ride on the hand and you can just float above us all?
I think it's 10-pound limit.
No, I have
No.
a special mage hand.
Oh, you
I
have a
can lift. I can
special
lift as
mage
much as
hand.
I can.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know.
No, not the mage hand. No.
It's like you can ride the mage hand and just float around with us.
How
Still
much
crying.
do you weigh, Reese?
Oh my god. I don't know. I wanted to weigh as light as possible. I don't remember how much I weigh.
All right.
It's below 200, so
I'm definitely below
probably.
200. I remember that. Let's see, my weight is 94 pounds.
All right. So, yeah, that works. Yeah, technically the lightest you could be is 85. But yeah. All right. I don't know. I don't remember what you rolled for your random weight and everything, so
94.
that's fine.
I rolled 94.
So yes, Eldon, if you want, you can pick up the little demon and carry them.
I'm not coming out willingly, so you're gonna have to make me come out.
It also means that your mage hand is encumbered, so it can only move 30 feet per movement, as opposed to the normal.
I'm not trying to force mine. I was just like, if you want to come out, you can just ride on the mage hand. It'll be fun. If not, then, well, you're breaking the contract, and I don't know what that's going to do. It might be worse than hiding under the table, and you might just get kicked out of the city and not find your, I think it was father.
Persuasion. Yeah, I'm not even gonna contest that. Yeah, I get out from under the table.
Okay. And so we have 3 groups setting off. Where is Eldon and Reese going? Which group? We have Calgan going to the market area. Felianthor contacting the city guard. Eldon and Reese.
Hey, you want to explore the tower? No, I'm kidding. Dungeon delving? Nah, I don't know.
Reese is first, so
I mean, it. Is there any way I would know if the tower had anything to do with it?
I mean, everything in this city has something to do with the tower, but specifically the details of coming to the city, all you knew is that your adopted dad was called in for a hunt.
Uh,
You were never given details.
is there anything else that we can do other than market tower guard?
I mean, you can follow Ithil. You don't know where they're going because he didn't say, or he hasn't said as
No,
of
no,
yet.
I did.
As
I did.
oh, well, so
Yeah.
you can follow Ithil because they're going to the shadows. Uh, Felianther and Callaghan are going the more detective investigative approach in terms of gathering initial resources and a starting point. It's up to you.
I don't
Or you
know.
could go do something completely else, something different,
Ditch the
I
town.
guess.
All right, Elder, let's go ditch. Nah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just still stuck between shadows and tower.
And let me be clear, the people who have already stated intentions, when everything starts and you want to change your mind or you want to react and say something different, you are free to do so.
Mhm.
So don't feel like you're locked in.
Eldon, where do you think we should go?
well, I'm following Vampire Hunter dude because he's a hunter. And Ithel, I think you should come with us because if you want to find any clues or anything like that, it'd probably be best to stick to the guy who does it for a living. But you can do what you want. I just don't want my friend to get in danger. You're going out there by yourself, and I've heard it's a pretty dangerous place.
I'll go with Ithel to the shadows.
Okay? So as everyone is preparing to go their ways, we have Calgon and Eldon going to the market, which is relatively close. Felianthor is going to the town guard, or city guard, which I'm sure you can find a guardhouse relatively close. And we have Reese and Ithil making their way towards the shadows.
Hmm.
How fast does your bird fly?
It's well, if Reese is coming along with me, I might not use the bird to be honest with you, because it's gonna be weird.
I can also fly, but for only 2 minutes.
Do you have the what a familiar can do on your character sheet? Do you remember all the different things it can and can't do?
No. I mean,
One of the
I can.
things is to share sensory input from a distance.
Oh, then
Yeah,
I would do that instead.
correct. It doesn't actually have to carry you for you to see through your familiar's eyes.
Okay.
However, during this time, you are blind, but
Hmm.
you have blind sight. So
Uh,
I think it's you just have some eyes in the sky. I think there's a distance limit, but it's pretty
yeah.
significant.
Okay. Um, then that's what I'll be doing, and I, you know, I stare at.
Oh.
I think it's Reese, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
It's Reese that's coming along with me, right?
Yeah, the
Yep,
little demon girl.
still shaking and crying.
I'm like,
Not.
I'm like, hold me, is what I say.
Um. Uh. uh,
I can
okay.
only move so fast in this form. Hold me.
Okay. Okay. Pick up slime.
It's like Gak. Uh, Does anyone even know what GAC is?
I don't know. What it is. Is it like,
Yes, the older millennials know.
or
Right?
like,
I remember what it was. I don't remember playing with it because I'm, young, but I know what it is. Yeah.
All right.
is it
It
like
feels
the
like you're
slimy
holding a
blue or
big jar or a big blob of that.
something? Oh,
Fun.
Play-Doh is what I'm thinking of. But anyway.
Yeah,
It's
slimy
like
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh, but a little. It's slimy Play-Doh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a non-Newtonian liquid, so it feels like liquid when it's not being hit or anything like that, and it oozes through your hands. But as soon as you strike it, it feels like a solid.
Okay.
Oobleck.
New Black.
Yep.
Yes, Oobleck.
All right. So
That's
for ease of travel, Felianther and Callaghan, you're basically going to the same area and looking for clues at like you can interact with the town guard in the market area. They do have a guard house, and Eldon, you're following both of them. So, because Callaghan is first in the initiative, we are going to do that group.
Alright.
So it's Callaghan, Felianthor, and Eldon.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Since Callaghan is first in the initiative order, we're going to do that group first. It's Callaghan, Felianthor, and Eldon. All right. You're able to make your way towards what looks like the place in the vision, in the smoked vision, where the elven child, well, the elven boy was dropped his bags, his parcels, and headed off to what eventually became the Shadows. It's a pretty standard street, large amount of traffic running through here. Towards the west is the docks area where you know the shipping is and everything. You guys came slightly south, and again, not too far, maybe less than a mile away from Adventure's Jump. Plenty of traffic. Felianthor, you see a town guardsman, pair of them, patrolling the streets. Uh, shops line either side of the streets, and alleys in between. Everything's pretty well lit though because of the ever-present glow.
Alright. Callaghan is going to head in the direction he saw that the elf boy was going in the vision. And then
Okay, go ahead
see
and
if-
roll me an investigation to try and pick up a trail or a lead or something along those lines. And Felianthor. Okay. Eldon or Felianthor, because you're next in the initiative. What are you doing?
I'm approaching the two guards that are patrolling. I'm going to make sure that they see my insignia of rank, and I'm going to question whether they'd seen the incident with the elf boy or they'd encountered anyone in the area recently that had sort of the odd characteristics we might expect from a vampire.
Okay. Oh, side note, just to make it clear, and because this was another odd thing about the attack, it happened during the morning, in daylight hours, in the market area, lit by the glow, the divine, the not divine, but the radiant glow of the tower shielding. But again, something to note. And they salute as you approach, and they see who that you are, Lieutenant and the Counselor's Guard. And they say, "Oh, we got that turnover, but no, it wasn't us. It was the morning shift." I believe Adams was the one who ran to the counselor's chambers and informed them that an attack had happened. His partner Avery was the one who transported the body to the tavern. They didn't say anything in turnover about seeing where it was or what happened. They just found the boy in an alley. Pretty close to the shadows, though, is what they were telling us.
Can I ask them where Avery and Adams are now, or if they know?
If I was them, probably drinking it off. But no, I don't know for sure. They're scheduled to work tomorrow morning.
So at this point, I think that there's nothing they can really tell me, and I go and try to see what Calgon is doing.
All right, Eldon, what are you doing?
I'll follow Felthanor to the guards because I don't know how to look for vampires, but I'm good at talking to people.
Okay.
And
So
as
while
we
you two are engaging with the guards, you see Callaghan heading towards the street, towards the alleyway, takes a knee, looks like he's rubbing dirt between his fingers, doing his investigation. Callaghan,
Hmm.
your preternatural senses, they're not picking anything up. Nothing was physically here. There is no sense of the undead. There is no stench that accompanies the hunting grounds that hunters, can perceive.
Mm.
It's hard to get details from a vision, but the child definitely reacted to something.
How long ago was the attack? It was today,
This morning.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find any tracks or anything.
Yeah,
But-
that's what the investigation was for.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. And its area is just too widely transported. But the fact that no one said anything when a boy started acting so strange in general, you're taking a look around. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
He attacks the stall closest to him.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just not sure.
Is there like what are the
Oh.
two buildings between like on each side of the alley?
Well,
They
so
like a
it's a
shop or-
it's a very wide street, and wagons, carts, and things are moving to and from it, most likely heading to and from the docks. On either side of the street, it's tightly packed buildings, and then these giant blocks basically don't have many alleyways in between. It looks like wall to wall stores and storefronts. And the large streets act as like the veins of the city, so to speak. So in this area, there's not so many alleyways as wide open lanes. Not a lot of back doors because it just runs into the next building or runs into the next establishment, I should say. So he had to have traveled down these established streets.
try to
And
go to
yeah,
the
you didn't
closest.
find anything with your perception or your like you found stuff with your investigation, that the lack of stuff, but you didn't see anything with your perception.
Can
I'll
I?
go ahead and give Felianthor and Eldon a perception as they join you. Oh, maybe. All right. So, Felianthor, you're noticing more. You're more studying the hunter than the area. But Eldon, your eye wanders because that's just how you are. And on the side of the road, kind of pushed out into like a debris pile, almost like into a gutter that seems to run into the underground aqueducts. Uh, you see the basket that the child was carrying. All right, I keep saying the child, but I don't only because I
Ario.
don't remember. Yeah, Ario, because I don't remember if I gave you guys his name.
The man
Keep in
child.
mind,
Yeah, the
I know
20-year-old
code.
elf.
I know his name because I was looking for him.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you notice the basket that Ario was carrying that he dropped, and it seems to be in like the gutter of the underground aqueduct.
Hey, that's the food basket he was carrying.
Is it like flowing water?
No, it looks
Or is
like
it
the
just like
gutters are well
okay.
maintained and dry, and it hasn't been raining, but it's like the gutter of the street,
Is it the
right?
basket? Or he was holding something when he was coming out of the shop, right?
Yeah, he was carrying the
And then he
basket that looked
dropped it.
full, and he was eating something.
Did he drop it when he got like supposedly hypnotized?
Yes. When the vision showed his behavior shift, he dropped everything and his eyes kind of went blank.
So the wind probably just, or traffic, had it end up there. Hmm. Like look like ask the nearest shop or someone that would like have a clear view of this alley or walkway ish.
Yeah, I mean, on either side of the street, it comes to a T or a cross.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's plenty of points of view that could see it. Whether anyone was looking, whether anyone noticed a change in behavior of some random kid, that's harder to say. Uh, so Calgon, we'll go in initiative order. Calgon, Felianthor, and Eldon. Eldon, you noticed the basket. You pointed it out. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna pick it up.
Calgon, you notice the rabbit man walk over to a basket that's in a gutter area, and it clicks in your mind, oh, that's that kid's basket. Felianthor, you were there when the vision was shown in the counselor's chambers, but you were more studying the demon and the masked hunter as opposed to looking at what they were doing.
I think, sort of in annoyance, I ask what they're doing messing around with trash while we're supposed to be looking for clues.
Falcon's
I
gonna say that is a clue. This was owned by the elf that was taken.
Eldon, as you inspect the contents of the basket, it looks like someone went through it because there's not much in there. Uh, some of the more bruised looking vegetables, they look like they could have been fresh, but They've been bruised, trampled a little bit. Not trampled, but like pushed around. And then something kind of falls out of a napkin. Looks like a pastry. Has a bite taken out of it.
Oh, there's the pastry here. I don't think that was on his list of food that he was supposed to get. I wonder how he got it.
Eat
And
it.
I'll pick the pastry up and I'll walk it over to Calgon and be like, "Do you know anything?"
Calvin's gonna inspect the pastry.
Looks like a pastry.
was it
Smells like a
was
pastry.
was it the thing he was eating in the vision, or taking a bite of, or was that an apple or something? I can't remember.
Hard to say. You saw him chewing something. You didn't
Hmm.
actually see what he took a bite of.
Can I try to look at the teeth marks in the pastry?
They look
Okay.
relatively fresh. Size comparison. Someone with a dainty mouth could have made these bite marks.
I think this was the elf boy's snack before he was snacked on.
Why isn't it bad like all the other stuff, and why did none of the other animals grab it?
Calvin's gonna poke it to see if it's stale.
Crumbly, buttery, looks very good. Smells fantastic.
This is very weird. I'll look at the other items in the basket.
Bruised and broken vegetables mostly, and like tatters at that. It looks like something had gotten into it and gone through it.
Might have been some kind of animal foraging through this. Can I look for what was a drain? What was it called again? Drain, the water thingy. Gutters. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a gutter. It's the gutter that runs along the line of the street, and every so often you see a opening cut into the side of it, and a barred hole that leads to the underground aqueducts or sewers.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the nearest hole in the gutter and
Okay.
see if I notice any markings or anything suspicious.
Roll an investigation, and then a history.
Investigation and history. Huh.
Okay. So, not so much. You don't see or find anything in this aqueduct's hole or anything, this drainage hole of this particular one. But you get a really good look inside. And in your experiences, the type of underground drainage systems are really good for creatures that can't travel in daylight,
Mm-hmm.
especially places shrouded in a radiant aura. Um, and the fact that this one is so well clean and how deep it seems to go, it catches your attention. Like the the existence of it, not this particular hole.
Yeah, Calgon's gonna look for another one.
They seem to be evenly spaced up and down the blocks, and they seem to travel in parallel with the roads.
Alright, Calgon's gonna say, I suspect our little night dweller used these sewers to move in broad daylight and attract the elf boy to a dark place to where he can feast on him. just a theory. Calican says to the rest of the group.
Okay. And I mean, Felianther and Eldon, you can respond and continue this conversation, but after that, we'll be switching over to the next group.
Can I roll an Arcana check? Because he's a half elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
The boy?
Can't be magically put to sleep.
And resistant to charm effects, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'd have to roll at disadvantage on the saving. Or advantage on the saving throw, never mind.
But regardless, you can go ahead and roll an Arcana for that. What that knowledge means, you know.
So no.
Oof.
Yeah. Not all that stuff. You don't know about it.
Was dead, was gone now.
Go ahead and roll me a d10 though, with Callaghan's theory. No. No, the Piper of Hamlin does not come to mind, unfortunately. And I just kicked myself out of roll 20. I'll be back in a second. All right. Felianthor, you hear Calgan give this theory.
I think the theory has merit, and we may know now how they're going about the city, but we're still not. We still have to figure out exactly how they managed to charm the elf boy, and I think I want to look in the basket and investigate the pastry to see whether or not I know anything about it. I know where it might have came from, because there are other ways to befuddle someone rather than direct magical intervention.
Roll me an investigation as you closely inspect this pastry. The closer it gets to your nose, the more fragrant and inviting just taking a bite would be. You could almost taste it on your lips. And it seems to glitter a little bit in the radiant glow. But besides from its remarkable smell and probably its remarkable taste, you don't discern anything odd about it. Outside that, it looks so good, even after being tumbled and tossed in the gutters.
Is that it for our side?
I mean, you can continue this line of and this area of inquiry, basically, you three. But once we get to a point, I'm switching over to the next group. But no, feel free to keep expounding.
Yeah,
We currently have Calgon in the gutters, Eldon and Felianthor looking at a pastry.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I really want to take a bite. Don't you want to take a bite?
That's enough. Both of you give me a wisdom save. That's enough for me to see this.
Takes a bite. Oh my.
Alright, Felianthor. No. No, that's garbage. Why would you put that in your mouth? Like, yeah, it looks good. It smells good, but it's still garbage. And before you can respond with the look of disgust on your face, you see Eldon just bring it to his mouth. and with his rabbity teeth, take a bite. Eldon, it's delicious. Firm where it's supposed to be firm, moist where it's supposed to be moist, and the flavor. Oh my god, the flavor. You have disadvantage on wisdom saves for the next hour.
Yeah, Dusted Deliciousness. I already knew what it was.
Yeah.
But we couldn't figure it out, so
I
fuck
know,
it.
I know. I appreciate the assist. Alright. And with that, we will switch over to the two intrepid adventurers heading into the shadows.
My favorite type of place. Is there always shadow everywhere?
100%. It's almost like an eternal night.
So I could just
Before we-
teleport anywhere. Great.
Go ahead.
Before we like start making our way like into the shadow part, I would like to cast mage armor on myself.
You have it up?
Okay. Did I just click on it? Well.
No, you cast it, and now your base
Okay.
AC starts at 13. Then you get to add your dex, and I
So
believe
it's
for
15.
you get something
wait,
else,
no.
right?
I maybe.
I thought there was. You might not.
I think you might be thinking about shield, which is another spell I have.
No, shield is a reaction.
A reaction, yeah.
Yeah. And it only lasts for a round. It's a great spell. I can tell
you're
you
talking
many
about
times.
Astral Bloodline.
Is it? You get it gives you another bonus, doesn't it?
Astral Rune, your life and natural coins. Means you gain the ability to learn. Magical makeup at first level. Oh yeah, right here.
I thought there was something that gives you extra.
Additionally, you gain the following benefits of one. One is identical.
Your armor, your AC increases by 2. That's where it was. Yep.
Okay. So
Okay.
armor class increases by 2. So it would be a 14, and then since
Goes
the
to
armor
a
class
16.
goes to a 16.
Correct. Perfect.
All right.
All right. I was like, I know there was something else that
Thank you
was
for that. Yeah.
getting you up.
It's
All
hidden.
right. So, how does your slime? So the mage armor is an expression of your magical energies taking form as a protective barrier around you. What does that look like?
the fluidness of like, or the squishiness, you could say, of like my slime, you can kind of start to see like an outer magical layer that surrounds me, that like an outer blue magical layer that just surrounds me, and it kind of looks like the slime is a little bit more hard and not as less fluidy, but yeah.
Okay. Mage armor is cast. I am ready to roll random encounters.
Oh boy. Don't
Oh,
worry.
yeah.
Because of shadow, I could literally just teleport whenever I want.
Should we go ahead and roll stealth
Kinda.
checks as well?
Kinda.
You
I have to make a dex
roll.
save to teleport.
Yes, and it has to be within 15 feet.
Yeah, teleport 15 feet at a time.
Yeah, but it's still very powerful. Don't get me wrong. Very powerful.
And also, I have a
But-
15-foot range on all melee attacks, pretty much, if they're all in shadow.
So
Yeah. For this particular area, yes.
So stealth check.
My
if
favorite.
Reese is carrying you.
Yeah, he should be a part of my stealth, shouldn't he?
Correct.
Which is probably going to be horrible. Watch. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. All right. So as you guys enter the shadows, your bird, is it flying overhead? trying to, like,
yeah,
what's
should
the
be.
points here?
I
Explain
would
what's
have
going on.
I'd have my bird flying above the buildings. I would say 100 feet ahead of us if I can do that. Um, and can you
So
communicate
it,
with the birds without
yeah,
having
you have
their
a mental
full
link.
senses?
Go ahead and look up what you can do
Mm,
with the familiar. There's a whole list of things.
all right.
If you look up the find familiar spell,
Mm-hmm.
it'll also outline it. And your stats. Oh, you're not. Your name's not Chartes anymore. Let me change this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so the journals might not even be in there for you.
Oh no, well, I have my journal still.
Okay. Uh,
Um,
so it gives the hawk um stats, and I don't think it can see past 60 feet.
Yeah, it can't see past 60, but I was that's why I was like I want it to be ahead of us like 100 or something.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Um
But same thing. 60 feet isn't terribly high up.
oh, that's what you mean. I
All
mean,
right, and
60 feet's pretty high.
60 feet's pretty high. It's off the street, and it does have the keen sight, so you will get advantage on the perception checks with it.
Uh-huh.
Now the big question is, are you sharing your is the hawk sharing its perception with you? So are you actively seeing through it?
If like how would we work this with my blind sight? Like if it's
So how it
mm,
works is your focus is on the hawk, because when you're sharing
okay.
its perceptions, you are also moving it around and controlling it. So
Uh-huh.
your focus is on that time and place, time and space. You your blind sight does not stop you from perceiving what's going on around you, but your mental focus is not focused on yourself.
Okay. It says I can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, I I think I would like have it out 100 feet and telepathically like if it's intelligent enough to be like send me a feeling of distress or a ping telepathically
Mhm.
that there's something ahead of us. Like I wouldn't be fully sharing my senses. I would want him to ping when he feels a threat, when he feels anything
And
coming.
hawks have been trained to do this for many, many years. And this being a spectral manifestation of your idea of what a hawk is, that will work. So, Reese, go
Oh,
ahead and roll me 100-siders.
oh, do 100?
Yep,
How many?
just one.
All right, 59.
59. Let's see what that is.
I feel like rolling on a wild magic table.
Nope, you are rolling a random encounter, and you encountered. So, Reese, you rolled the encounter. Uh, Ithil, roll me the number that you encounter.
Oh boy,
What's it gonna be?
A D4.
give me that
Okay.
4.
Don't. No.
Good. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Is it a 4?
no. Yeah, it's a 4.
All right.
Well, this
So
was a
we
good
already have our
thinking.
initiatives. I need to roll some dice to see what their
Yeah.
initiative is gonna be.
Bring it.
It
Yeah,
was nice
this
playing
is
with you.
I don't particularly know why this is in an urban encounter table, but since it fits, it fits. 16. What is their initiative bonus? 2. Reese, what was your initiative? It was 16, right?
It was a 19 again, I think.
19. Okay, so you are first. So we got Reese. Spectre 1,
Oh, ghosts.
Spectre 2,
Really?
Spectre 3,
I don't know.
I like
Spectre
that.
4.
Does silver work on specters? Or is that only vampires?
Roll me uh roll me a religion for that one. And then we got Ithil.
Mmm.
What'd you get?
8.
You're not sure, but it couldn't hurt. Is your idea, your mindset. All right. Reese, you are holding a slime. It is your turn. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm jumping way ahead of myself.
Yo, battle map? Okay.
No, we don't need a battle map for this specifically because they're going to be in and out. So you guys get into the shadows, and the first thing you immediately notice, Reese, the tingling of the radiant energy isn't here. Whether you're in the shadow of the tower or shadow of, oh, give me a second. I will tell you specifically the mountain's name. Or you're in the shadow of the Aeon mountain. It doesn't matter because you don't feel that prickling uncomfortableness.
Mm.
And you feel so much more at home knowing that you can dart from whatever outcropping that you so choose. And you're moving stealthily, so as not to attract unwanted attention.
In quotation marks.
Ithil, you have sent your bird. Have you given the bird a name?
Hockey.
Hmm.
Great name. Best of my
Hmm.
naming capabilities.
You have sent Hockey out ahead of you to peer through the shadows. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. At advantage, because you're rolling for Hockey. You're only getting +3, so actually roll 2d20s.
Okay, 2d20. And +3 to them? Or plus.
Just
Right.
2d20 works. We know it's a
Okay.
+3. So 21. All right. Hockey is. You told him to send you pings or images of points of interest that might, be of danger or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like every other second you get an image or a ping, movement, scuttling around, people with hunched cloaks, not people that you would ever even think of allowing in your respectable establishment. You know the not only depravity but the cruelty and horror that happens in the shadows. Your mother and father had drilled it into you and your brother forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, you're getting images of people darting inside windows, cracked windows, closing blinds, scuttling into alleys as you yourself and this little demon girl are creeping forward. But yeah, it's a steady stream of quick little images and snippets.
Hmm.
And what direction are you telling this bird to fly? Because there's unlike the carefully laid out city that you're used to, it's almost as if it's a maze and trap, so to speak, of houses, buildings, broken down shambles, tiny alleyways, overhanging bridges and streets.
To make it as safe as possible for if we have to retreat, and like because I'm very wary of the shadows, I'm trying to take as least amount of turns as possible, and I'm having
Okay.
the hawk be forward, like straight line, like as much as we can possibly get. That would be the path that I would be taking while traversing.
Sure. So many times as you're continuing, uh, traveling straight leads to a dead end. So hockey does a little circle around and eventually picks a direction that you can travel. And so you are turning naturally as you come dead end to back way to what obstacle, impassable obstacle. Sometimes it's a group of somethings seemingly like just hanging around or lying in wait. After these one such dead ends, uh, you come to a clearing almost. Not a clearing, but like a less built area where a
Mhm.
single tree rests. Doesn't get much light here. Its bark is waxy and white, its leaves long and hanging. But it's a fairly significant size. And as you creep forward, perfectly safe in the knowledge that you are sneaking with someone who seems to be sneaking very well.
Laughable. I'm
You,
supposed to be good at sneaking. Keyword
well,
supposed.
you were not seen, so there is that.
Oh. Must have rolled really bad on all four of them.
Did I DC?
No,
No.
I'm sorry, I'm typing out. It looks like we're losing Colgon for the Calgon for the night, so he'll be following behind silently, so to speak. If his character is necessary, I'll make decisions based on what's going on, but pretty much it'll be silent assistance.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, as you're creeping around, both of you can roll me perceptions. Not for the bird.
Okay. For me. Uh-huh.
Actually, you're not
Wait.
within 60 feet. You're not within 60 feet for the bird for hockey. And so it is with advantage. But the darkness, he doesn't have blind sight or dark vision. So you're at standard. Just roll a d20.
For the bird.
Mhm.
Okay. And would I roll a perception as well?
Not yet.
Okay.
Do I roll perception or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it, Reese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you neither of you see anything. The bird, however, sends you an image of like a spectrally cloth floating through the air. But it's an image. It's that, and then it's gone. Like
Okay.
you're not sure even what it was. You don't sense or see anything.
Would
Reese
I
doesn't seem to.
would I could I make an Arcana check off of that? Would I have saw this before, like, or would I have sensed it? Is what I mean. Would it
Go
like
for
have
it. Roll an
triggered
Arcana
my memory? Okay.
or religion. Arcana or religion. Well, okay, Arcana. So no, didn't ring a bell. It's like it could have been a falling cloth, and the motion caught his eye,
Could
but
be.
it went around the tree.
Can I
Well, I
also
mean,
do the same?
you personally wouldn't see the tree.
Can I do the same?
So, for what?
For the
No, this
cloth
was a
ghost?
vision sent to him by the
Okay.
Hawk.
From the
Yeah,
If
in
he
his
tells me
mind.
what it is, could I?
You didn't think it was anything other than some
Oh.
cloth
Yeah.
behind a tree.
I was just like, "Ah, it's just a piece of cloth."
Ah.
And as you guys move further, Ithil, underneath you, you see a couple somethings. Again, cloth, but from inside the ground, coming at you. And then Reese, you see uh, two forms from the sky. Again, falling cloth. And as they get closer, these falling pieces of cloth seem to form screaming faces.
Oh, I don't
And
like
we
that.
enter combat.
Oh yeah.
Shield!
Oh.
All right. Reese, you are up first.
Oh, I don't
You
like
are
that.
holding the slime.
Can I make any sort of check to determine what necrotic damage to do to that?
What now? If you can damage them with necrotic?
Yes, if I don't know, I want to know if they damage. I want to know if necrotic heals it.
Uh, roll me a religion check to see if you know what it is. And
No,
if you
I
know
do
what
not.
it is, no, you do
Definitely
not.
don't.
Your dice hate you.
Yes.
Crazy. So no, you do not know what it is. So you don't. You're not gonna get any insight into that type of ideas.
Great.
But you are first to act.
Do I move at normal speed while carrying Ithil?
Yes, he's not encumbering you. He's less than 30 pounds. Uh, but you are carrying him, so your arms are currently,
Great.
engaged.
I
You can
run up.
drop him to draw your weapon, or
I
whatever.
run up to one, drop him, then draw my hunter's blade and knife and slap one.
Okay, so two are descending upon you from the air. They're about 30 feet above you, and those are the two you see.
Okay, so if I activate Frenzy, am I allowed to not deal the necrotic damage?
Let me verify. I don't see why not. But let me verify the specifics so we have a ruling. Once.
You may add 1d6.
Yeah.
Okay, there
Yeah,
we go.
there you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I go Frenzy, and I fly
'Kay.
30 feet in the air.
Okay. You've used your bonus action and your movement
Yeah, is that bonus action?
to frenzy, isn't it? Or
No,
is
I
it-
think
is it
I
an
think I
action?
could just do that.
I think it's a bonus action.
Once per short rest, you can activate your demon mark to gain immunity to necrotic damage. It doesn't state an action. It just says I can do it. I don't know how you would rule it.
Give me 1 second, but go ahead and describe what you want to do.
Am I able to put Ithil on my back and not hold him? Or like, drape around my neck like a scarf?
Well, he's not a scarf,
could
he's a
just-
ball right
You could
now.
just drop me.
So, yes. But somebody would be having to hold on, so he would. Yeah.
Okay, even better. Can I hold on to him with one hand?
You're right. Hold on. Demonic Frenzy doesn't say. You know what? Yeah, we'll say it's a free action. You can do it as a free action. What was this question?
Can I carry him with one hand?
What's your strength?
15.
Yes.
Alright, so I one hand carry him up into the sky, and so I could get snake attack with my hunter's blade.
Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna roll it. 16, does that hit?
I mean, yes, it does.
Does that?
So you are choosing not to do any necrotic damage, correct?
Yep.
So you are doing 9 slashing damage.
Yes. And do I get my sneak attack as well? Because I'm holding Ithel.
You do. Okay, so 20 altogether. Your hunter's blade is also a
Silver-
magic weapon, correct?
Silver knight.
It's
Yes.
silver.
Should be magic. Yeah. I'm checking.
Uh,
Yeah, because it's giving me the spell,
well,
isn't
it's
it?
giving you
Spells and the
the
element
spell.
resistance. You didn't. It's not. It doesn't say. So, is it magic, DM?
It's so the modification to the blade is that it's silver, not that it's enchanted.
Okay, so it's not magical.
But so it's not doing magic damage. Okay, and that's what I needed to know.
So it's halved.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, it is halved. You feel that you cut into the cloth or the face inside this spectrally cloth. And what resistance you thought you would meet isn't there. It's almost as if you glides through it. You see a slow tatter in start to form into the cloth, but it doesn't stop its movement. It did not do as much damage as you thought it should. But this one did take 10 points.
All right. Ithel, do you think next run I should try necrotic and see if it actually heals it, or is that too much of a risk to try?
Do whatever your instincts tell you to do. Yes.
Okay, with the last bit of movement, I fly 10 feet back, provoking from it.
Provoking from 2 of them.
Oh, from 2 of them?
Yeah, 2 were descending 30 feet.
Oh,
above
okay.
you.
Yeah, never mind. I'm
Oh, you
staying-
don't do it?
Yeah, no, I stay in melee range.
Okay, well, they would have missed anyways.
Okay.
What is your AC, by the way?
15.
I think it's a little higher when you frenzy, isn't it?
Nope.
No? Okay, well, regardless, they still would have missed. So,
It gives me. I gain immunity to necrotic and a resistance to slashing.
that is correct. Yep, that doesn't work. Yeah. So, the 2 take their turn against you.
Yep.
And they start to scream, and you feel them make contact to your skin, and they bite in, and you feel them trying to drain you, both of them at the same time on either side of you, all while you're cupping Ithil in one arm. And that's it. 2 come from the ground, attached to your wings, and start trying to bite into you and drain you.
Oh.
And that's it. Ithil, it's your turn.
You got magic missile?
Nah, unfortunately, their only attacks do necrotic, and you're currently immune.
Okay, so they're all 4 of them are basically attached on to Reese now.
Yep.
Ethel, I'm fine. I'm immune to necrotic.
Well, you don't know that as a character.
Ethel, I'm fine. I'm immune to their attacks.
Okay.
Is using my rope an action or a bonus action?
I believe it is an action. Most magic items require an action to activate.
Okay.
Um.
I have another
Hmm.
question. Can I cast elemental scales on an ally? Or the elemental resistance from my sword?
No. It specifically target itself.
Is the weapon attunement?
No. Because you're using it without being
Can you
attuned
give
to
me
it.
a bit more of a picture on how close I am? Like, because I'm on his arm, right? And you said there were attached, two were attached to his like shoulders, and two were attached to her.
Well, two are attached to her wing. One
her
is
wing.
on the body and one is on an arm, the attacking arm.
Okay.
But you are within 5 feet of all of them.
Okay. Now, this is interesting, right? Because, well, would they be considered organic?
No, they're undead.
Okay. Good to know. All right then. Well, I'll just let's see what this does real quick.
Why were you asking?
I don't know. It's just curious about
He wanted to
things.
suck.
Oh, he wanted to eat one. No, you can't become a ghost slime.
Okay, so I think yeah, so it says one creature within range or two creatures within range that are within 5 feet of each other. So are they with
Yeah, everyone
considered
is
with?
within 5 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, your sorcery points. You took the one where you can make an additional target, correct?
Twin?
Um. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I was gonna think about doing that, but like, I'll do it like this. I'm gonna cast Firebolt and spend a sorcery point to cast it onto two targets.
Okay. Mark off the use of your sorcery point, and then roll your attacks. Each attack is individual.
Okay.
And it adds your spell attack bonus. I don't know if you made a macro for it or not.
I probably haven't.
So let me go over to your spell sheet real quick.
Uh-huh.
Your spell is set, so it's +5. I can make a quick. So yeah, you should be able to click on it and roll. It's either the
Okay.
chat bubble.
Ugh.
Oh,
Rip.
there we go. So
Okay,
that
so first one hits. Go ahead and click on in the chat bubble the firebolt, and it'll
Shouldn't he
roll
have
damage.
disadvantage because of the I don't want to be that guy, but he's in melee range.
No.
Oh really?
I didn't know that was a rule.
Then you're within
Oh,
5
it is
feet
a
of someone.
ranged attack spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
the first one doesn't hit. You are at disadvantage. He is correct. But go ahead and roll again because you twin casted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, robbed of a crit.
Go ahead and roll your damage. It's not going to be the crit damage, so the +2 isn't
7.
there.
Yeah.
But the 7 counts. And you see your flames alight one of them that are attached to the wing, and the fire passes right through them.
Mm-hmm.
And behind, you kind of see that the spectral cloth is aflame in a ghostly way. Like there's a ghost fire starting to burn it.
Okay.
But the actual firebolt doesn't seem to have done as much damage as you would think it should.
All right.
Alright, bonus action or movement?
I don't even know if I can do anything on my bonus.
Bonus action cry.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's not really anything I could do on my bonus.
Alright, Reese, you are up.
Yeah, I slap the one I slapped the first time.
All right, still on your body.
Yep. I don't like that. Is there any way I could even use my knife at all with the cunning action?
In what way?
Swing at him with the knife.
Not with your cunning action, no.
I can use my cunning action to attack. That's part of it.
Is it?
Yeah, cunning action is the bonus action attack.
So, are you saying you want to drop Ithil?
I don't want to drop him. That's why I asked if there's any way if I could. Yeah.
Are you dropping your sword?
I dropped the sword. No. Yeah. No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No. I sit there and cry because I missed.
you do have disengage with a cunning action, though.
But they're attached to me. What will that do?
They're ghosts, and honestly, they're not really attached to you. They can't break your skin.
All right. I disengage and fly 40
You are
feet
currently
back.
30 feet in the air.
Yeah. I fly. I fly 30 feet back.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
So
no.
you're
I
30
fly
feet
40.
up, 30
Sorry,
feet
no.
behind them.
Sorry, I fly 40 feet back. Disengage, fly 40 feet back, and that's it.
Okay. It is now their turn. Unfortunately, they have movement speed of 50.
Oh, dang, rip.
Yeah, they really do. So I was like, oh, he's so close.
And now I use my free action to cry.
Or you mean your free action to stop flying and drop 30 feet?
No, no,
No? No?
no. I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I don't chuck Ithel to the ground. Touchdown, Patriots!
So they start screaming a ghostly wail and spiraling towards you. Both.
I flip them off because no necrotic damage.
Well, so what they do is they pierce you. They move through you. They use the dash action. And they all pierce you. Well, they all pierce both of you. So we are going to determine who gets attacked for each one. But they're moving through you, so you will each get an attack of opportunity if you want on one of them, because you only have one reaction. However, for the shield spell, oh, well, you can't shield this because they're just moving through you.
What?
Yeah, it's incorporeal movement. The specter can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. It takes 1d10 force damage if it ends its turn inside an object.
Now, since it's half movement and they only would have 10 feet left of movement, can they even get fully through me?
100 feet is what they need to go. Like, the dash action allows them to double their movement. Yeah. So they have 100 feet to work with.
Oh,
and
never
they
mind
just
then.
need to get to you. And they're going to sit inside you.
Oh, I don't
So
like that.
we're going to determine how many go into each of you. So there's 4 of them. Even numbers, I'll even do it on roll 20 instead of roll my dice. Even numbers will go into Reese. Odd numbers will go into Ithil.
Ha! Yay!
No,
I
come
have
on, the
fun.
worst person.
So
I'm gonna die.
you might. That's
Yeah.
3d10 points of force damage.
Useless.
Oh!
However,
no.
because I'll do the 3d10 here. However, because they are all in there, they take the same amount of damage. So they all just suicided inside you.
They did dissolve him. He did dissolve them.
You did, because they all popped too. That's enough to kill all 3 of them. And you take 21.
Kill me.
Oh, and then Reese takes 10 max damage.
Alright.
And then it
So-
takes
Tis
10.
tis just a flesh wound.
It takes 10. So it is now Ithil's turn, and one spirit cloth was able to move away from Reese's form and looks like it's really injured and is like fluttering not very well.
Can
None of them have gotten
hold
out of
on.
view.
Can it understand Abyssal?
It can understand the languages it knew in life, so I'll give you a 20% chance.
So can it understand Elvish, Draconic, Abyssal, any of this?
I rolled an 80, so we'll say you have one sentence to communicate, and it may or may not understand. Go ahead.
In common, I go, why are you here? Or what's wrong? Something like, yeah, why are you here?
It'll respond. Its face turns to you, or the cloth turns to you, and the face reappears and just screams. You do not see human intelligence in this face.
Rip.
But Ithil, it is your turn. It's about 10 feet away from you right now. Oh, how healthy
dead.
are you?
I'm dead.
Oh, okay.
Unless I gain temporary, I would have gained temporary hit points actually. That's another feature about the form that I forgot about.
But also, you'd have to do death saving throws to stabilize. You're not dead.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
Yeah.
But let me go to this. Where is it at? No, it's this one. You armor class increased by 2. You gain temporary hit points equal to your hit die at first level. This increases by 5 every time you gain a level in sorcerer. So 5.
So 10 plus 6, 16.
Okay. So it would have been 16.
So you took 5 points of actual damage.
Oh wow. Okay, that's way better than dying. Well, not getting knocked out.
Right.
So, all right.
When do those hit points regenerate? The temporary ones.
I don't think I think I have to have like a short rest or something. Or
I'm gonna look on your character sheet because there should be a thing that says it.
1 minute fast. Till you hit die at first level. The transformation ends if any of the fallen editions come out. You lose all temporary HP guaranteed. Oh, well, I lost my transformation, so my armor class goes down.
Goes down by 2. That's fine.
Okay. And you can use this feature once and must complete a long rest. Yeah, I was right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. But still, saved your life. It is your turn.
Wait, can I take the attack of opportunity though?
I was just about to ask that as well. To anything that came through me or.
So no, none of them left you, and technically it ended its movement inside you to trigger the damage. Me letting it come out so you guys can hit it, it didn't actually move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying finish it off. Because that suicide attempt was all they really had.
Okay. I'm just gonna let me hit it with another firebolt.
Go ahead, roll for it. Nope.
Nope.
All right, we move to Reese's turn. This thing's looking very damaged, Reese. It's not only slightly burning, but it also has a tear in it.
Does 10 hit?
No, it does not.
How much health do you have, Ithel?
I'm doing okay, Reese.
How much
Doing
how much
okay.
falling damage is possible if I drop him?
30 feet up, it would be 3d6, so total of 18.
Would that knock you unconscious?
Would my form be what do you call it? Not normal? Since I'm a slime, take a reduced falling damage.
I don't think so.
I'm an ooze. That's
So you might splatter a bit,
uh,
but same amount of force would be dealt.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. No, don't drop me.
Okay, I won't
No.
drop you.
Alright.
I
Are
try.
you moving, Reese? Okay. Its turn. I already rolled to see who it's going to attack. And it is hurting very much. And it could not attack. Or it knows it couldn't hurt Reese with the life drain. So it'll attempt to hit you. Rolled an 11, and I believe it's +5. Nope, +4. 15
I
does
feel-
not. 15 does hit because you lost 2.
But I cast shield as a reaction.
Oh yeah, go. So it reaches out to try and take a ghostly bite, and your reaction to shield ding, makes it so it looks like it's a cloth stuck in a car's window,
Excellent.
and it misses.
All
All right, it's your turn, Ithil. It's right in front of you. Your shield drops.
You know what? I'm in close quarters with it. I'm just gonna I materialize my blade and I slice at it.
Go for it. That's psychic damage. It actually has no resistance to it.
All right. I don't have any macros for this, so I need
So I believe it's based off of charisma.
yeah.
So
it
you would
be a D20 plus. I think I have a 3 modifier.
here. So what's
Yeah,
your charisma?
I
Yep.
have a
And then +2 because of proficiency. So you're at
Oh,
+5.
+5. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Does a 14?
All right. Did you hit?
Yeah. Does a 14 hit?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay.
So now it's a D6 +3.
1d6 plus 3. 9 damage. Max
Yes.
damage.
And your blade stabs it right through the clothy face. And it falls to tattered shreds and disperses.
Excellent.
Is the cloth incorporeal?
Yeah.
'Kay.
Vanishes into whiffs of ectoplasm as you sit there and watch.
Okay. I think we should head back, Reese. Let's meet up with the group. I'm not dealing with this.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure that was a little risky.
I'm still hungry for more.
As she says, crying.
No, she's not crying. In fact, she seems perfectly fine. And that changes in about like 5 seconds. She lands before she loses the wings and falls to her death.
Yeah, that would be dangerous.
You only have it for how many minutes?
2. 20 rounds.
Yeah. I thought we did. No, we didn't. Yeah, your charisma was. Yeah, isn't it 3 minutes?
Thought it was 2 because of my charisma is +2.
I thought it was 1 plus your charisma bonus. I might be wrong.
It,
Oh, sorry. That was me.
yeah, I'm checking. Minutes equal to your charisma modifier.
Ah, okay. So yeah, it's only 2 minutes. However, in that 2 minutes, with the help of the bird, you can fly really fast, especially with the dash action. So
With my
you
2
take
dash actions.
exactly with your cutting action, you have 2. So you're moving at 150 around while
Sonic
flying.
boom.
Yeah, so you can move really, really fast.
Can I Sonic boom over to the other members of the party?
I mean, you're not that fast,
Not
but you're
that
able
fast?
to eventually get out of the shadow or get towards where you entered into the shadows. Basically, you find your way back to the tower,
Okay.
and you're able to come out there. You're not sure where the rest of the party is, but coming out of there relatively unscathed is an adventure of its own. So with that, we're going to shift over to the other group. Currently, Calgon,
Really quick,
Valiantha, and Eldon.
what after the frenzy ends, she goes back to normal and panicking. Yep,
Okay, yeah,
there you go.
yeah, no worries. So Caligon or Felianthor and Eldon, what are you guys doing?
I turn to Valiantha and tell him that was the most delicious thing I have ever tasted.
I am appalled at the fact that he'd eaten that at all, and I question whether or not he's feeling okay.
There's a sparkle in his eyes. It's weird. Almost as if he's high.
I don't know what dust of deliciousness is. Is this something I can cure with lay on hands?
Maybe. So Dust of Deliciousness, one, that is what it was. 2, you as a character would probably not have knowledge that this is what that is because you haven't given me any reason to know why you would. As for lay on hands,
Oh, right.
it would work if you knew what was going on. But
So
basically,
is
it's a
there
magic
any-
item that makes
I mean,
anything it's
there-
put on super delicious and appealing. And if you fail a wisdom save after you've consumed it, uh, you have disadvantage on wisdom saves for the next however long this particular dust was set for, making you more susceptible to
so while I'm
various
sitting,
things. Eldon, roll me a wisdom save to not continue.
so
to
do I
eat it.
notice that he's
That it's heading back towards his mouth?
gone?
Yes. But it comes over he stops it before it enters his mouth, as if he realizes what he's doing. Good save. Good roll.
Why can't I roll like that?
I roll an Arcana check after consuming it to see if I know what this is.
And what effects you're under? It'd be more of a medicine check.
At least you didn't get impaled by 3 specters.
Actually, Felianthor, you can roll a medicine check as well. Yeah. Basically, his necrotic immunity made it so. Ooh, Felianthor, yeah, you know what this is. This is a drug used to basically do everything I've just said it did. And it's a black market item. Okay. Yeah, basically, since he was immune to necrotic, I had to do something with them. And the only thing they could do other than necrotic damage was when they did their incorporeal movement. And stayed in the spot that they ended, so they would be shunted and deal damage. Force damage. Eldon, are you rolling a medicine?
I did. It didn't go
Oh,
very
you
well.
did. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. All right. So, but yeah, you don't recognize it. You know, you feel weird. Felianthor, you recognize this is dusted with deliciousness. And in this city, that is an illegal narcotic. One, because it makes you consume things that you shouldn't eat, such as glass shards or marbles or whatever a mule might want to have their mule, or whatever a um, smuggler might want to have a mule carry inside them. That's like the nefarious purposes this dust is usually used for. Weakening one's mental strength so they can be manipulated is another one. But yeah, this is definitely a black market pastry.
Since I rolled a 20, do I realize that it's only going to last for an hour?
You're coming in and out a little bit, but what I heard is, are you aware of its time restrictions? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, because you said it can vary depending on
Depending on the
the
intensity,
dust.
yeah. Um, from your experience, you've known it to last up to an hour. You've known lower grade stuff to last only 10 minutes. There's no real way to tell how long it'll take to wear off, but you recognize the effects of while it isn't worn off. And out of character knowledge, this particular one is for an hour. Or if you lay on hands. Because now that you know what you're trying to affect, you can do that.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to ask a quick question about
think
character.
that
Is your item charged up from yesterday?
the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The only spells. Well, I never actually gave
Yeah,
you my
I'm
spell
saying
slots
it
today.
is currently charged. I'm giving you the freebie, is what I was driving towards. I also wasn't giving away any details of what it was, but you are free to if you so choose.
Sorry.
DM.
Yeah.
Can I cast Sending to
I think I
Eldon?
will.
Okay, one thing at a time, because Reese, no, because there's very specific restrictions on that.
Okay.
So you could send it to Calgon, since he's a known hunter.
Okay, yeah, I would have sent it to Calgon saying that we pretty much just found nothing but specters.
Okay, we'll go ahead and compose your message, and we'll get back to it.
We found
I
nothing
believe
but
you have 25
specters.
words.
We found nothing but specters in the shadows. Heading
I
back
get
to
it,
the
but I'm
tavern.
not going to respond right now, so we're going to hold
Alright.
off on that for a minute.
Yep.
Who said something else? What was the other question?
That was Felinor.
Felianthor or
Oh,
Felinor?
right. Right.
Okay,
Felianthor.
so yeah, what was
I
your
was
other
just
question?
saying that I'm probably not going to. I don't.
Okay. So,
Uh,
what do you two want to be doing?
With something about spell salt, I don't think it's important. I think that I want to meet up with or go and speak with Kelligan about what we found, the dust of deliciousness, and see where he wants to go from here. I don't think there's anything else I can do in the area. Probably try to bring Eldon with me since he's a little out of it.
I mean, yeah, Calgon's right there with you guys. Notices or sees it. Takes his quiet and what's that word? Starts with an S. Stoic stance. And he defers to you, Felianthor, since he's not here. And he will follow your lead. What is the next step in your guys' investigation?
I mean, at this point, we're fairly certain how he was. Well, I think I go back to the guards and I see if they can't tell me where this pastry came from.
There we go. All right. So leading Eldon, because he is not so much loopy, more at this point in time, his inhibitions are a little bit loosened, we should say.
Open to suggestion.
Exactly. Open to suggestion. And it's a constant struggle as shopkeepers are hawking their wares. So, guiding him by the hand with Caligon on his other side, you find the patrolling guards of this small area and inquire about the pastry. Go for it.
What? I'm not sure. Are you aware of any shops in the vicinity that sell this particular pastry, or have any sprung up recently that have been known to be particularly popular all of a sudden?
Do you tell them about the dust of deliciousness?
I don't think I tell them directly, but
Okay.
I do say that there's something concerning about it.
Well, both of them rolled really well. An 18 on the die and a 17 on the die. So they're like, "Sir, that's dusted. No, if we saw anyone selling illegal goods such as this, illicit goods, we would put a stop to it. That's one of our jobs. Now, unfortunately, this stuff is all over the place. As for anyone selling it in the markets, no, not that I've seen. His partner less enthusiastically agrees. So, I know you're new to D&D, and this is why I'm going to go ahead and give this away a little bit. But insight checks you're allowed to ask for an insight check on people to see if they're telling you the truth or not. Or to see how they're feeling, or so on and so forth. So, if something seems shady and you're dealing with somebody, you can ask to roll an insight. All right, go for it. From that wasn't a hint.
All right.
Just saying.
No, I appreciate it. I didn't realize that was a thing. I think the difference in the guards' demeanors is a little suspicious, and the insight check.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it the way I said. However, you you're a trusting soul. Is a nice way to put it.
I give me advantage on that just by being myself.
You can roll your own,
Or my own.
and I will roll Calgon.
I do not see anything.
Calgon does. You can hear this, and he informs you that the second guard, but that's all he can really say. It
You're fully
ended with
disconnected.
Vertigo. All right, can you hear me now?
It sounds better.
Okay, so leans over to his mouth, whispers to Felianthor, and Eldon, because you have long rabbit ears, you can hear him. He says the second guard is acting shifty. That's all he's getting from him. Felianthor, you can do with that knowledge what you want.
Just as a question, can I do an intimidation check because I technically outrank him
100%.
and ask him if he's sure he's being honest?
Yeah, 100%. Anytime you want. And no,
Your voice cracks.
he
a little bit.
doesn't seem to
No.
get intimidated. That's not the right word. He does seem to get on guard. And almost go ahead and describe how you would intimidate him. And specifically say what you're going to say, do what you're going to do. And I will base his reaction off that.
Young man, are you sure that you're being completely honest with me? I am a member of the council's guard. You serve at their pleasure. You have a duty to tell me exactly what is going on in these streets. Do you understand me?
He gets like a hard, defiant look in his eye. And he just responds with a sir. Yes, sir. And he shoots you a salute, but there's a sneer on his face.
Well, that could have gone better.
I mean, he wasn't intimidated, but Eldon.
I'm out of.
Eldon's just gonna look at him and be like, have you ever had a pastry that's so delicious before? I mean, I accidentally ate one and it blew my mind. Have you ever had one before? Do you know where to get some? I'd like some.
I'm going to have him roll just a random insight. All right, he is also, unbeknownst to you, a trusting soul. No, I said we don't know where to get any. And if we did, we'd shut it down. Like Marcus said, we'd shut it down. It seems like he's getting offended now at the insinuation, be they justified or not. Oh, by the way, they're both human, if that matters to anyone.
Trying to think what I can do.
Okay. And as you guys are thinking, Reese, go ahead and send your message to Calgon. Ah. All right. The message you get back, sending is nonverbal, so you didn't have to say this out loud.
They will meet us back at the tavern.
Eldon Felianthor, where would you like to continue? Or how would you like to
I
proceed?
think we should head back to the tavern and meet up with Reese and Ithel.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got nothing I can use, so
And it doesn't take you much time at all to head back to the tavern, and you're able to meet up. Oh, by the way, Felianthor, in the character sheet area, you should have something called Felianthor's Journal. It's for notes or anything you want saved on the server. No one else can see your journal. It's only visible by you.
And I just edit that in here.
Yep. Or use it however you want, honestly. It's not required, but for information that I hand out, and that you can't remember by yourself, it takes a history check to recall for me to tell you again. But you are free to make as many notes as you want. All right, but you all have met up. Uh, what would you like? Go ahead. The floor is your guys's. Do what you want.
we still going in initiative order.
So that would start with Reese, then Felianthor, then Ithil, then Eldon.
So Reese, we're in the tavern. What are you doing first off?
They might be AFK. Let's move on to Felianthor.
Right now, I'm trying to explain to Reese and Ithel what we'd found, keeping a close watch on Eldon, trying to make sure he's not doing anything Or no, he's just suggestible. Never mind. I'm just explaining to Reese and Eldon or Ithel what happened.
Mm.
Okay.
Ithel, what are you doing?
Uh,
To note, it looks like your mom has not exited her bedroom since you guys left.
I there's
Back
a
under the table I
window
go.
in that room, right?
What now?
There's a window in that room, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to disturb her, but I like walk up to where I could kind of peer in with my sight through the window to see what's going on there.
She's face down in her bed, probably sleeping. You don't know. She's not really moving.
Can I see breathing at least?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm not gonna kill your whole family
Hey, I mean, you already killed my brother,
and your dad.
and he tried to impale me to death.
Well,
Um, I basically reiterate the fact that we fought some specters and uh
it's a maze.
yeah, what exactly how exactly should we go about this? I'm up for ideas, fellas, because going at gun ho was not the proper way to go about it.
Oh, I could have told you that.
Well, hey, emotions,
Oh, I'm aware. We all just like to wear them on our sleeves, and that's how we all get hurt.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I think maybe we should what time of day is it right now?
So this has all been the same day, and it is
Uh-huh.
getting towards the evening at this point when
Excellent.
when you've met back
Yeah.
up.
I think we should all, chill out, have a nice cup of mug of beer, and hit the hay because I need some rest. It's been a
Nighttime
long
is the
day.
best time to hunt the undead. Callaghan responds.
Well, you could always scout if you want. But that fight with the specters, yeah, I'm not. I'd like to rest. I'd like to rest for the night.
Well, maybe Calgan has a point. Maybe we can retrace your brother's footsteps and see where he bought this pastry from. So, do you still have your mother's list of things that she wanted him to buy that day? And we can retrace his steps in the market and maybe find where this pastry came from because we were told it's not sold in any of the shops because it's dusted.
Okay, I assume I had that list.
Not so much a list. You know the standard vendors that your tavern buys from. Sometimes you go on the errand, sometimes he does. But yeah, definitely buying narcotic pastries are
Yeah.
not the norm.
I did know that Ario is fooling around. Was he fooling around with any particular people that would probably on his daily occasion he would have probably been fooling around with?
Hmm. In light of him using drugs or buying drugs or
Kind
in
of like
light of being
basically like
mischievous.
yeah, basically like the fact that like he started hanging around with some people and he was like, because he used to let's just say like he used to just go do his shopping, come back, and then he started to kind of rebel a little bit, kind of do his own thing a little and whatnot. But we just thought it
Yes.
was mischievous. But I would figure out maybe know someone that
Yes,
was a bad
in
influence.
fact,
Okay.
he has been pretty chummy recently with some of the dock hands, the younger dock hands, that come in after the evenings, or after the day's work is done. And there have been multiple occasions where he's gotten too drunk with them by joining in their revelry instead of serving with you and your mom. He's been pretty popular with a few of these younger dock hands, in fact. And from your eyes, they even seem to be taking advantage of him in a way, getting free drinks, free meals, stuff like that. Always saying they'll get him back or thanks for treating a friend type deal.
How far away are the docks from here? Then I would assume not too far.
They're the next they're the district to the east of you.
Okay.
They're an entire different city district, so a few miles, but your establishment, well, maybe like a mile, but your establishment is close enough where they stop by to have drinks,
Yeah.
get food.
I tell the party. Okay, well, I know that he was hanging around with a bunch of these dock hands that I think were a pretty bad influence on him. They might have something to do with maybe on these things, or at least influenced him to possibly partake in something of a donut or pastry. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if they would know something about what goes on about illegal stuff. So we could go there.
Are they coming in? I mean, we're going towards the evening, and they tend to come to the tavern. Would it be better to simply wait for them, or is this not a night that they might come in?
Well, I figured since Ario isn't with them anymore and they're not going to get their free stuff anymore, that they might not show up, right? Why not just
And
go to them?
not to mention that a lot of people are outside, so word is probably already spread, and they probably are avoiding the place. You know
Oh
how
yeah,
people feel about death.
like we've had lower business since these attacks and the paranoia. So even those people probably wouldn't be actively going about in the evening walking towards our establishment. As much as we would like that. So, who wants to come with me, or does anybody else have any ideas?
A lead is a lead, Calgon says. I do want to interject here. At 7 o'clock, we've been playing for about 4 hours. That's a pretty good session, and you're on a really good track. For continuing down the uh, the investigation, the mystery. Um, would you guys maybe want to call it here and then pick up next session when we have everybody again?
After a sleep.
Exactly. Or well, I mean now it looks like you guys are going to investigate tonight, so maybe a short rest. Also, for those of you who aren't familiar with short and long, the difference between short and long rests. Long rests, your one a day things refresh and you get to reuse them. Short rests are rests that you can take and expend hit die to heal.
Can I roll my hit dice?
Yeah, if you want to take a short rest now, go for it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I get everything back.
You don't have to use all your hit die either.
I know. Yeah, I used 2 out of 3.
Yep. And you get to add your Constitution modifier to that, ×2.
So
since
that
you
would
did 2 hit
be
die.
That would be 20 hit points, and I only lost 10. And I
Well,
get my
there you
frenzy
go.
back. So,
I would even allow you to, because you don't have to roll them all at once either. I'll even allow you to take one of those hit die back and pretend you didn't roll it.
okay.
Eldon, sucks to be you. Oh no, that's Ithil. Ithil, sucks
Oh.
to be you.
No, that's perfect. I get a +2, so that's actually a 5, and I
Oh,
only
that brings
lost
you up
5
to
hit
full.
points.
Yeah. You just don't get your
Oh, I know, because I need a long
Yeah.
rest. I don't get my abilities. I don't think I even get my spells back either.
correct, but you only cast Mage Armor. And Mage Armor lasts for 8 hours.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You did use Shield once, so I believe you should
no.
have one level 3 or one level one level 2 spell and one level 1 spell left.
Oh, I did a configuration of 2 level 2s and 2 level 1s.
What was your level 2?
I have web and enhance ability. I didn't
Oh,
spend.
I meant for spell slot, not spells
Oh.
you know.
So I don't have to like. I thought once I decided on like what I like prepped or something like, oh, I to this to that, I couldn't like interchange. Like I don't have those available. Okay. Huh.
So how it works is you know a certain number of spells, right? These are the
Yeah.
spells you know, the web, the whatever, you
Mhm.
know. Then your spell slots are how many times you can use spells of that level per day.
Okay.
So if I recall correctly,
I can use two. Like I could either use
you have
4
4
level 1
level
spells.
1s and 2 level 2s. And you've used 2 level 2s, so you should have you've used 2
2
level
level
1s. You cast Mage Armor and Shield. So you would have 2 left, yep, and
Okay.
then 2 left of the other. Now you can
Huh.
cast Web twice. You can cast Enhance Ability twice.
I read that wrong. I thought it was like if you wanna like okay, you have 2 level 2s, 2 level 1 and 2 level 1s, and if you want 4 level 1s, you need to get rid of your 2 level 2 spell slots to
Nope,
substitute for okay.
nope.
I read that wrong.
You build up. The more levels you get, the more spells you can cast.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, so the only thing you're down is the magic makeup transformation stuff.
Yeah.
Which, considering, you know, your form is a pretty big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's 16 hit points, 2 to your AC.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, it sucks.
Alright. Does anyone want to do anything else while we wrap up this session?
Hmm.
Let's go down the initiative order again. Reese. Okay. Felianthor.
Nope.
Okay. Ithil?
I'm probably, even though I'm a slime, I'm gonna go over to the bar and pour myself a beer.
Sure. This is your establishment, so to speak. How strong is the beer here?
It's pretty strong. That's why the Dockhands loved it when they got free beer.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. One sec. Where's that?
All right. So you pour a mug of this dark brown ale on top of you, and the fudzy suds and bubbles kind of start sinking inside you as the liquid suffuses into your entire being, as you do not have blood, so you kind of just absorb it into yourself like holy,
Mm-hmm.
your mind starts to get foggy. The edge of emotion starts to dull, and that sweet embrace of drunkenness dulls your pain for just a little while. Eldon, what are you doing?
I'll go over and pat Ithel with my mage hand. It's okay, buddy. You'll get through this. We'll find him. And then just see what they have in the kitchen to eat.
As before, a that has not been restocked because the groceries never made it home, and no one has gone and bought more groceries.
It's okay. Don't worry about the food. There's some
Hey,
expired bread you can eat in the back.
and there looks like there's some stew left over from yesterday evening that did not quite get finished off in lunch. So, day old stew, basically what you ate for lunch, but not bad. And some hard bread that's not quite as soft as it could be.
I'll take some of the bread and then I'll mage hand over to Ithel and pick him up. Be like, "Where's your room at?" And carry him up to his room.
On the door to the right.
Right past your brother's room. Technically, it's more of a closet. You don't need much space. But because you don't need much space, you're happy with the closet.
Alright, I drop him off in the room.
All right.
Then I'll go downstairs and get one of the room keys and go upstairs and get my room.
There's no room keys. It's not an inn.
Oh yes,
It's a tavern.
tavern.
The family lives upstairs, and there is an available bedroom, and there is the mother's mother's bedroom. The available bedroom, not really so available. It is Ario's bedroom, but do what you will, I suppose.
Nah, I'm not that cold.
Okay.
I'll go downstairs and make a little sleeping area.
Okay, so you're sleeping in the tavern. That's fine.
I'm cradling under the
Um,
table.
That is also fine. You guys have found little places to sleep. Felianthor, you have apartments in the city. They are in this district.
Right. I
Re-
I go home.
okay. And Calgon seems not to have vanished, as he wasn't trying to hide his presence, but you can hear him walking on top of the roof every once in a while. As if he's on watch or guard, looking out over into the darkening sky of the city. Though, again, the radiance from the tower persists through the night. And while it loses some of its golden sheen as the three moons rise, it takes on an almost ethereal, pale white or light blue gleam. And that's where we will end today's session. Felianthor, you can tell us all about your apartment some other day.
Nah,
Oh, sorry.
nah. Screw
No,
your
it's
apartment.
all good.
Screw your apartment. Under the table's where it's at.
All right. So just so Felianthor knows, every week is somebody else's turn to write up in the journal section of the Discord a quick rundown of what happened this session from their character's perspective. Add in as much characterization as you can to make it unique. What this will give us will be a series of entries that show the adventure in chronological order from different perspective, and it's just a cool little thing that I think helps connect us to the game, connect us to the story and the storytelling. So, with that in mind, who is doing this week's journal entry in the Discord server?
We could roll a 1d3 and see who does it.
Well, Reese, you are we could do a D3 because you are not in it
Yep.
currently because you did it last week. Good call. So, Ithil, Eldon, and
Eldon.
Felianthor. So go ahead and Eldon and Felianthor roll a D3.
I already logged out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll roll for you. Alright, so far Felianthor is clear. Alright, it's a roll off between Eldon and Ithil. Same roll. Eldon, it is your turn.
Okay.
I am now logging off as well. Well, logging off. I guess I'm logging off of everything. All right. Well, gentlemen, good session, good game. Hopefully, we can have Calgan for more of a session. Just to reiterate the rules on when we'll play a session and when we'll cancel. If 3 or more people say they're available to play, I am okay with DMing a game. Any less than that, and we'll cancel the session. I think Calgan lasted for about almost 2 hours 45 minutes, somewhere in there before they had to go. So if that persists, we may move away from having him be a main character type thing in the party. As for next session, is everyone good with next Saturday? That will be the 20th.
Let me check my schedule for work. Real quick.
And we can say like 4 p.m. PST, which makes it like 1 o'clock Eastern and 2 o'clock Central.
Other way. They're further ahead than us.
Right.
So you said Saturday the 20th.
Correct. November
I'm-
20th.
I'm completely off all day. That's nice.
Oh, well, there we
Not
go.
like yesterday, not like today. I had to work today, but yeah, next Saturday I don't. All right.
All right.
Yeah. So whatever time, I'll be available all Saturday.
Well, I am too. Normally I try and get chores done, but today I didn't feel like it. I was lazy. But I should do my chores when I can. All right. So, yep, I am heading off. You guys have a good night.